is up with the squad? It's Cess, your favorite auntie with Uncle Tennessee's in the building with the Baseline Brunch. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know I got the ladies in here to Commish. Brittany, happy Saturday. What is good, y'all? Hello. What's up?
Hello.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. What up?
It's just a weekend girl. What's good? What's happening? Glad to be hanging out with you ladies. Y'all coming in the door. Hit the like and the share. They both right there. You at the brunch. Pull up. Refreshments in the back. Ladies, I'm going to start it like this. I don't know. I don't know how else. I don't know another way to start. It's the same way I've been starting my day every day this week. So why not? Listen, it makes me smile at the start of the day. Got me up feeling cocky. Let's talk Gamecocks. I mean, we can talk a whole lot of other stuff, but I mean, this is what we're here for. We gonna get right into the Gamecocks. Let's go.
Speaking of Gamecocks, shout out to Sanaya Fagan, who I think we talked about it last time, but for people who are unaware, she's in Europe. If you saw the live, you would know Boyer was telling her she's kicking ass. Don told her she glowing, she balling. And today, just this morning, or our morning, I guess, on the East Coast, Sanaya had in 19 minutes, 22 points, 7 rebounds, 1 steal. She went 8 for 10 from 2, 5 from 7 for the free throw line. You know, Sanaya just got there, but she over there balling. I guess kind of like a direct replacement for Bree Jones. So that's some good work. I thought I saw her blocks too, but I forget now. I think she had a couple good defensive blocks too. So shout out Fagan on her world tour.
Whoa.
With her mic in her hand. With her mic in her hand. Let's go. I'm loving it. Fago's been having a good time. Our Gamecock girlies been crushing it in AU. We took an L last night, but I'm still enjoying what we're doing over there. Somebody else was hooping.
Well, somebody took a W, somebody took an L.
Oh, that's right. Zaya Cook with the dub. I can't forget Zaya Cook. With the dub for the rhythm.
Correct.
But enjoyed seeing just some Gamecocks on the team again. So Elena Coates, Tina Pow, and Bree Hall all hooping together in AU. So shout out AU. Like AU has not been like an afterthought, right? It has not been. It's been living up to the hype. And I've been looking forward to seeing that game as much as I've been looking forward to seeing the other games on for that day. So shout out to them.
Yep. All around, it's a great day to be a Gamecock. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. You know,
absolutely.
Let's go. So where do we want to start? Where do you all want to start? I'll let y'all set the table because I've been talking all week, so I'll just chime in. But we can, let's get right into it. It was enough. It was enough out there.
Let's just tackle the disrespect. Just offer it.
Okay.
I mean, it's been the hot topic of the week, right? We can't not talk about it. I know, Auntie, you've talked about it with other people. The reality is, look, if you have to tear others down to bring yourself up, you got to look in the mirror. Okay, you got to look in the mirror, because I don't understand why you would sit there and disparage other people in that manner. I think it just says more about you and your self-esteem, or your security, more than other people. So I think let's just bring that off rip. Secondly, there are ways to address things if you want to address them. Like if you feel like your daughter played well, just say your daughter played well. I don't understand why everybody else got to get ethered in the fire in the process, including your own teammates. Like it's just weird behavior. And the reason why I think everybody who's like, oh, tell me where her mom was wrong, actually I can give you lots of places her mom was actually objectively wrong, but we can pause there because 21 is not bigger than 21. I think we learned in school that they equal each other. Also, the box score is not the only way to measure impact. Both sides of the ball. As I've, articulated, basketball is you play on both sides. This isn't football. You don't make substitutions for defense or offense or special teams, right? Like you're on the court on both sides. So again, we could talk about it. And in the words of Chloe Kitts, did the blueprint work if you didn't win, right? Is you is or is you ain't. Like at the end of the day, you didn't win. You missed 2 free throws that could have put the game in a different position. You didn't do it. These are objective facts. Like you lost. So I'm not really understanding what your math is. Also, if we really want to play like fantasy basketball or even AU terminology, right, of how you get points, you actually didn't get the most points. Tessa did in some regards, and then on less shots, and then Raven with her impact on the defensive end. So, again, but all I know is at the end of the day, look, the disrespect for Raven in particular is very frustrating. If we want to talk about someone who has been disrespected continuously, it's actually Raven's up there. From Rebecca Lobo contributing to the whole wave off situation, right? Because if we're being honest about it, if you go listen to the audio, it's Lobo who's hyping it up. She could have just let that go. But no, per usual. And then at the end of the day, we've all looked at this. Like Raven actually made half of her 3-pointers. Like, yeah, she could have shot more, but like it's not like Raven didn't do what she was supposed to in that game. So that was already a misconception to begin with. And then on top of that, when we played Let's Play a Game earlier, and even just seeing some of these, I almost said Heisman, Naismith list projections, even of who's going to win what. Raven's name is not in this conversation enough for me. As we saw time and time again, and we'll get into the Bama game even, when Raven's not on the floor, it's noticeable. Her impact, her gravity on the game is unique at the guard position, again, on both sides of the ball. So Raven should absolutely, this is the daily, drum for Raven should be in National Player of the Year conversations. Raven should be in National Defensive Player of the Year conversations. Within the SEC, Raven should be in SEC Player of the Year conversations and SEC Defensive Player of the Year conversations. Period. Point blank. Any list that does not have Raven on it is stupid. I don't trust it. I'm not interested in it. And I'm going to continue to say, if you only can have people on your list because of what preseason list you came up with, if people like Rory, and I'm not disparaging Rory, I'm just saying, if Rory can be on this list, and I look at wins, losses, statistics, right, the box scores, there is no reason that Raven also can't be on these lists. So again, I don't understand why people continue to disrespect Raven when we have seen time and time again the impact she has on the court. Period. Full stop. I'll pause there.
Man, I am thoroughly tired of people saying, oh, I'm going to defend my kid right, wrong, or indifferent. There's nothing to defend. You lost. She missed 2 free throws. Who cares? Life goes on. Like, why are we acting like it's the mother acting like it's the end of the world? coming to defend her. Yes.
I want to add to your point. I forgot to say this. Your point around defending your daughter, if you want to defend your daughter, and that's fine, but address it with the people who you're defending. Look at Coach Yo. She was defending herself against someone. You know what she did? She defended herself against someone. She didn't cuss out every player on LSU staff as a result of it. Now, did she? No. See the difference?
It's like the going scorched earth. What are you going scorched earth for? There's no reason for you to be tearing down Raven, South Carolina, and even your own daughter's teammates. What sense did that make? It makes no sense at all.
And this ain't the first time.
Exactly.
Every time there's a loss, like clockwork, LSU loses to South Carolina, and there's some nasty stuff going on. Last year, it was how Ashlyn and Malaysia were men and needed to be tested for hormones. And you basically insinuated that, whatever transphobia you have. Don't forget that. Like, we all remember that. Before that, last season, after you lost to UCLA, it was about Lauren Betts. And then you came for Lauren Betts. See how this is a trend? You always have something to say. It's always about money. It's always about everything, but the play on the court. You're weird.
Exactly. Like, can we just keep it at ball? Please and thank you. That's what your child is doing right now. She lost in a basketball game. Okay, keep it at basketball. We're winning in life. Well, that's questionable. Because the way in which you're coming on the internet going scorched earth, clearly you're not winning because you're bothered. If you're truly winning in life, it would have just been like, oh, okay, whatever, it's another day. So, and then to then flip it and say, oh, my daughter's a victim. She's a victim. Of what? Of what? If you want to address, okay, hey, like, whether, even if the roles were reversed, like, was it nobody from South Carolina going to make this big, ginormous thing out of a loss? It's okay. If you want to address the people, anyone that's talking crazy, you have absolutely right, because there's always going to be someone out there talking crazy, but you address them directly.
Including LSU fans. It wasn't just South Carolina fans. Was you mad that people have a meme going around about her crying while her 4 is up? Like, whatever. Like, it's also LSU fans that were on the timeline cussing her out. So keep that thing aimed at the right person.
Absolutely, aim it at the right person, because it's like there was plenty going on from your side of the aisle as well, from your fans talking about your own daughter, but you didn't address them. So I just find that crazy. And then I heard people saying that she said that the Dub needs her daughter. The Dub doesn't need your daughter. The Dub is welcoming your daughter. Absolutely. And not only are they going to welcome your daughter, they're going to welcome a whole bunch of other young ladies. But they don't need your kid. I need some people to get that through their head. The WNBA is currently fighting for your daughter to make some money and to be in a great position in the future. Yes, clearly they don't need it. So,
even though the goal is to go to the W and get a bag, but they don't need it. So,
this is giving me the scene in Drumline when Nick Cannon had came in and he was beating on his drum. They was going back and forth, and he said, "Well, be the man without the line. If you're so great and you don't need the WNBA, you don't need basketball, and the basketball needs you, well, then go do that just go do that somewhere else. Easy fix. So don't put your name in. Don't submit your name for the draft at the end of the season. If you think the Dub needs you so bad,
you don't have to. Remember, once your eligibility is up, your name go in the draft. It doesn't matter. Nobody, all that did they announce for the draft don't matter. When your eligibility is up, your name go in there. That's how it works. They told us that last year. That's how it works.
Well, don't show up to training camp is what you mean.
Don't show up.
I have a question. I want to widen the lens a little bit on this Raven thing. I want to on Raven and because Words matter, right? Words matter. And both of you ladies were very, very, very intentional about saying disrespect. And
I also included the word disparage.
Disparage. But I want to offer that what Raven is receiving is at a level higher than disrespect.
I agree with that. It's hate.
It is a hate. And the definition of hate is to feel an intense or passionate dislike for someone. Dislike for. And in this case, I'm putting someone after that because at this point, it can't be a disrespect because the disrespect is like a lack of respect or courtesy. You can't have a lack of respect for somebody that has all of the rings that she has. And y'all know she got them. You can't have a lack of respect for somebody that plays as hard as that kid plays on both sides of the ball. And y'all done seen her do it. You can't have a lack of respect for someone who every time they show up, all they're doing is trying to grow the women's game, speaking high about everybody that they play against. I've never heard her talk down on one person, even though she catch strays in conversations that we don't even need to be in. So it's beyond disrespect at this point. The hate that you have for this woman is crazy. Who has that much hate for somebody who doesn't even do anything? I can't even think of anything that she's done to anyone. And I'm not saying that Raven is perfect. Nobody is that. But what I'm saying is, as far as how she carries herself in this game, as far as how she carries herself as an ambassador for basketball, as somebody who's trying to grow this game, since the first time you've seen this kid go play at the Allen Iverson Classic, or you watched her play in the AAU, or if you were blessed to see her play at South Carolina, she does nothing but bring joy to the floor. When it doesn't work out, what does she do? She goes back to work harder to get right back. That get back is a motherfucker. Who could hate that? That's the type of shit you clap about. That's the type of shit you celebrate. That's the type of woman that you point out to other people that, hey, this is somebody that, hey, you can model your game around behind this person. You can model how they attack the game. You can model how they attack how they attack the stuff that knocks them off their squares. She has been nothing but fucking transparent. Nothing but transparent. It's not disrespect. It's hate and it's bullshit. What was my new word? Clownerism? What the fuck is my new word? Let me get this right. Because I'm sick. I'm sick of it. It's not disrespect. It's hate.
Clownishness.
Clownishness. Clownishness. I'm tired of this clownishness around this girl. This ain't no. You're watching what the fuck you want your point guard to be. Y'all been calling every year for a Raven. Y'all calling. Y'all talking shit in the media and on her line behind the scenes.
But try to get her to transfer from South Carolina every summer.
Every summer you calling with a bag. Quit playing.
The amount of
Raven, what you think about the game? Hey, they're a tough team, man. They played us tough. We really had to work, and I'm just glad that my team came together.
So-and-so's a good player, a really good player. They're a really good team.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it made me have to work, man. Look, she's going to be good. This is really good for women's basketball. Yeah, I appreciate that y'all really, the disrespect is nice, but it's hate at this point, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the sneak disses from my friend, and it ain't just from LSU.
No. It's like literally from everywhere. Whether it was Iowa at some point, Iowa fans, media members, the lack of people even just promoting Raven, even as just an ambassador. People trying to say Raven's been there 5 years, as if your fave wasn't in college for 5 years. Regardless of what school you root for, there are a multitude of people who were in college for 5 years. Like, that's not new. That's like being like, oh, you have an international player on your team. Yeah, the majority of the top schools have that. And y'all acted like she failed school, which is why she was in there 5 years, or she did some weird loophole She went to the W, got drafted, and came back from the G League type ish. Like, that's not even like the girl tore her ACL the second game of the season. Like, what are we talking about?
Not only that, I'm calling out all of y'all. I'm calling out all of y'all. Some of y'all Gamecocks, so-called Gamecocks, when they was like, speak up for Raven, y'all voices was real low. No, we don't know, man, Raven. Y'all was on the fence about Raven. Now this season, y'all caping for Raven. This season, you got Raven all over your channel. This season, it's Raven this, Raven that. I see you. It wasn't Raven like that for real. See, don't come when it's just cool.
They wanted Raven behind someone who wasn't a point guard. Like what sense does that make?
It was Gamecocks with channels up here talking about why Raven shouldn't be playing all in minutes. Raven, such and such. It was so-called Gamecocks trying to cause dissension in our guard room about the minutes that this kid is getting because you couldn't understand the leadership. The reason that they can't beat Don is because they ain't figured out the recipe. It's in the floor general. See, these coaches, y'all keep trying to figure out how to beat a player. Raven is picking y'all apart every chance she gets. And the shit's fun for her. Oh, you gonna take that away? Watch how we unalive you with this right here. Her basketball IQ is off the charts. Y'all gotta start giving some respect for this kid. Basketball IQ, off the charts. Y'all was like, can she defend? Set down what y'all call was the number one scorer. Can she score? She ain't been doing nothing but scoring. In front of the camera, flawless. Graduate, working on a master's. What else do y'all want from this kid?
They say her bag isn't big enough, but they don't know that.
How y'all know what her bag look like? And what grown people is worried about what somebody's fucking bag look like? Because if you know anything that you know, bags come and go. But what that kid is made of lets you know that whether the bag is there or not, she's going to be fucking okay. That's winning in life. That's winning in life. Fuck a bag. Because if you got a bag yesterday, you can get a bag tomorrow. They print money every goddamn day. Go get some.
Man, I know Raven stays prayed up because of and she has to. Because with all this stuff that's circling around, that continues to circle every single year, Raven still chooses to give all these people grace that truly do not deserve it. Raven just keeps on going every day. Like, man, I ain't even finna waste my time on it. And she goes every day with the smile on her face that we see on television from what we see of Raven, whether she's posting on social media on a basketball court. Raven usually has a smile on her face every day, bringing energy. And she continues to do it. And she's not asking of anything. She's not asking for anything in return. All she wants to do is just go out there, play basketball, be a good person day in, day out. That's all she will do.
Y'all man, Raven bossed up on y'all and y'all can't figure out how she did it. And she just keeps smiling. Sorry, Brittany, I didn't mean to cut you off. They wilding on Raven. No, I'm over it. I'm over it.
And it just and it sucks to see. And it actually hurts to see people disparage someone like Raven that has given people nothing but grace. She hasn't said anything at all.
Well, sorry. Finish.
Even going back to how she talked about the things that she went through during that when they played Iowa back then, and how that whole thing went, and how hurt she was. But she used it, got in the gym, and continued to work. So it really hurts to see and to listen to her say those things, and yet people continue. You heard her talk about what she went through after that game, and people just continue to pick and pick and pick. What are you picking for?
Talk about what somebody went through the last.
Like, this girl ain't doing nothing to nobody.
5 years.
But we're supposed to be concerned about people's mental health, but we get on a live and disparage other people and throw more shade their way. But my daughter's mental
Exactly.
health is the only one that matters, right?
You want me to feel sorry for your daughter, but yet you're nitpicking at a girl that just told you all that she's been going through, all that she's went through. But you don't care. Oh, it's about my daughter, my daughter, my daughter. Man, fuck that. That girl ain't do nothing to you. If you want to talk about how your daughter's feeling mentally, whatever, you do that. But you don't have to talk about anybody else's kid. You don't have to bring down anybody else's kid. How about you talk about your kid and what you're putting into your kid to make sure that your kid knows that, hey, whatever all these people saying about you, you're not that. How about you talk about that?
I would like to bring it back to, at some point, if you have a problem everywhere you go or every instance you have, at some point, you are the problem. It happened at USA basketball camp. It happened last season after the UCLA loss. It happened last season after South Carolina won. It happened the season before that when your son decided to jump the banister to try to fight Camilla. Like, what are you like? What are we talking about? Like, these are multiple instances keep showing up. It's a pattern. It's on you. You're showing your principles, and then you lose a basketball game, and your first instinct is to come on the internet and tell everybody how much money you have. And this is the problem with like where our society has gone, that money all of a sudden makes you a good person or someone worthy of following. Like, those are not synonymous. They're pretty horrible people who have money. Like, don't even get me started on that one.
May I add this? Not only are you a black woman hating on another black woman, you hating on another black woman that you saw grew up in the very state that your kid grew up in.
Yeah.
Grew up in the same industry that your kid is in right now. With the same stuff that you said all the stuff your kid had to go through to get to where she's at. So you know better than anybody else what this kid had to go through to get to where she at. But this is how you choose to deal with it.
Mental health.
Come on, y'all.
Mental health.
Come on now. Y'all want to talk on Saturday, or we don't really want to talk? Y'all let us know in the chat. Go ahead.
But mental health. And in the asterisk and the footnote is the only person whose mental health matters is my daughter, which supersedes everybody else. Y'all forgot the fine print in that live. Y'all didn't see that? You had to zoom in to see that. That's what she said. And then she said, God is blessing her, as if God doesn't bless other people.
Oh my gosh, when they bring God into their tomfoolery, I just be like, please shut up. Please stop. God ain't got nothing to do. God did not tell you to come and jump on this live and come say all this. Please, ma'am, please stop. You probably called God about this, and that man did not call. That man declined your call. Decline.
I remember thou without sin cast the first stone. Did you skip over that? Because I'm trying to understand why you got on this live to disparage other people and really just, I mean, we could go into a full dissertation about some of the stuff she said. She contradicted her daughter half the time. Like, I'm not even going to go there because like you can go on Spotify and look up streaming rights and how much money you get from that. And you can do some calculations. But my point is, why every time when your daughter faces adversity, it's everybody else's problem. Everybody else gets dragged through the mud in the process just because your daughter didn't make free throws, just because your daughter didn't win. I don't understand why the Bets have been subject to this. Raven, Tessa, Ashlyn, Lay, which still baffles me why she decided to go there. But, again, I'm sure I'm forgetting. Oh, Kara, Lawson, Michaela Blakes, basically everybody else on USA basketball, all the LSU teammates from this season. Like, it's a constant throwing shade and hate on everyone. Then you got up there, and because your daughter didn't do well, you decided to try to put another Black woman's daughter on Front Street, insinuating that grades were the reason why she wasn't playing. Like, you're the problem. You are the problem.
Look,
And your way of thinking and how your family chooses to react to situations is a problem.
Wisdom has been chasing that lady, but she continues
She's
to
been
run
faster.
faster.
She's
She
been faster.
continues to run faster. Golly, just don't learn.
It's just gross. Like I don't have patience for it. I don't have grace for it. I don't have sympathy for it. Your insecurities are screaming very loud, and whatever demons you got going on, that's for you to deal with. But now you know what you were seeking attention so much, you got it. Congratulations. You got the attention you were seeking.
I mean, and again, like I said, it ain't just her. It ain't just her.
Well, I'm using that as a backdrop, but then yes, I agree. All the other stuff that we talked about that's transpired, even people tweeting years ago, Raven sucks, now trying to kind of walk that back. But then now it's a new person at South Carolina who sucks. It's whack-a-mole. Like, at what point are you just gonna look in the mirror and be like, But I guess that requires reflection, which people don't do, and
Requires
self-awareness,
reflection.
which
It
people don't do.
requires inner work, something that a lot of people don't want to do.
Because if you had all that available to you, you wouldn't have been talking. As Kat would say, you shouldn't have been talking shit because you haven't won in 14 years. So why are you talking? Oh, well, we didn't get blown out. Well, congratulations. You want a cookie?
Look,
You
with
want a
that
cookie?
lady, I'm going to give that lady a piece of advice. The next time that you feel like cutting that camera on and saying something about somebody else's kid, or you feeling a little bit angry, girl, go talk to your therapist. Actually, go get one. Go get one and then go talk to that lady. Go talk to that lady about it. I promise you, it'll save you a lot. Go talk to that lady, and you can let that lady know about all your issues, how mad you are, whatever. Just, don't do that no more. I'm tired.
So, I got a question because I saw in the chat. What do y'all think WNBA GMs thought about that live? And I'm not gonna act like did they see it or didn't they see it? It was in the shade room. Roland Martin was talking about it. Listen, BET. Everybody
the
saw
stud
it. Okay?
buds were talking about it.
Stud buds talked it. I'm not gonna act like do you think they saw? Everybody saw it. What do y'all think about? What do you think GMs what was their reaction?
Also, just to add to that, but even if they didn't see it, right? Because there are some days where you're off the internet or you don't see stuff. Even if you didn't see it, when it's time to draft and you do your background checks and you ask about this person and that person and you just go into Google, you're gonna see it. So even if they didn't see it, they about to see it. So scouts, I think, is probably the ones who saw it, right? Because I'm not going to pretend every GM saw it, but it's going to come up in the conversation eventually.
Yep.
Now, here's the thing. I don't agree. Last season, even how the draft went, I was like, what is this? Like, we're not fitting needs even here. Sometimes we're picking HVL at 11. I know this is like a side stray that HVL is getting, but like, it's true. Like, the HVL one, and I mean, some of y'all say that wasn't a basketball decision. That was selling ticket situation. Well, if that's true, then never mind. Let me get off that. But I'm using that as an example. So, and that was actually basketball. Like the HVL for basketball reasons, I did not understand. And I don't care what happened in the Big 12. Look at the Big 12. When you were in the SEC, you couldn't do it. So let's talk about that. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but it's definitely going to come up and it's definitely going to be a conversation. And I do believe this. For some people, no matter how well the rest of 4 season goes, I think she's crossed off people's draft list.
Oh, no, same.
You think so?
Yes.
I think
there's actually there are more well-run organizations than others.
Yeah.
There are certain organizations that have crossed her off the draft list, period.
Yeah, the well-ran orgs are saying no thank you. They're saying no, thank you, because they don't want the. If you're a well-ran organization, why the heck would you want to bring drama and chaos into your healthy situation? You don't. And then, especially drama into your healthy situation, that's not even going to be worth this. Like, it ain't going to be worth it. You're not going to win from it. So, yeah, no, I think the well-ran organizations going to say, oh, well, thank you. I probably wasn't going to pick you anyway, but now you just solidified it.
I don't think they wouldn't have picked her anyway, but I do think like it's if there's someone who, how do I say this? There are people. So the thing she's supposed to be known for is defense. We haven't really seen the defense this year. So let's just be that. But if you're now going to say, okay, your offense has gotten better, there are other people whose offense is at least equivalent, right? And so why, if I have two options in front of me, I might go with the other one.
I think there's other things that some of those well-ran orgs, they would have caught on to it by now. Now just would have just been the final straw. Oh, well, thanks. I think for some of them weren't going to be in position to get her. And then other ones, I just think they would have said, probably not what there's other players in the draft that fits them more stylistically. And then, but there's always a GM in the draft and in the league that will be able to convince themselves and talk themselves into buying waterfront property in freaking Nebraska. There's always one. There's a one that could sell themselves some way, somehow. They could sell themselves into believing the sky is not blue. It's not blue. There's always one.
You said, where was this energy when they lost to Texas? Interesting. So let me ask y'all this. Let me say this, because I agree partly. I think that the people that were on for the scouts and the GMs that were interested in Flau'jae as a player, I don't think they got off the train. And the reason I say I don't think they got off the train is because y'all said this wasn't even the first time that she's done this. So they know that. And I'm going to be honest. I think the organizations that would be considering her are considering her in totality and not just her basketball skill set. Is that fair or not? What do you guys think?
So to the question that you asked me, right? Just I said the well-run organizations will cross her off the list. Are you? It sounds like you're saying the same thing. Or you?
I'm saying that the well-run organizations didn't even have her on the list.
Correct.
So they
didn't even have to cross her. Yeah, they didn't even have to cross her off. Yeah. That's right. That was the only difference that I had. Like, to me, she was only on. There was a certain list of organizations that were considering her.
Yes,
that's what I think.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I mean, I think maybe ones that were on the fence, maybe this tips them one way. But my point was more just around no matter how well she does for the rest of the season, I think there's certain ones that aren't going to draft her. The ones that are drafting her for outside of basketball reasons, well, like, what is it really getting you? But that's, again, those are the ones I don't think are well run.
I think that those would be the organizations that are looking to do kind of what LSU did, and that's kind of bake her into their brand, be able to also capitalize on her rap career, being able to have her.
I don't think so. Her rap career, look, I was trying to be nice. This rap career, I'm trying to be nice. Don't push me further. Let's be real. Let's be real.
Why we acting like the rap career is it?
Well, wait. Flau'jae already told us the basketball paying the bills. Okay, so we know where we are with the rap career. When I'm saying the rap career, I'm talking about for entertainment purposes, right? Like some halftime shows, selling some shows. So she's gonna do some tours.
So she's gonna. Go ahead. So once the W season is over, they're gonna be like, okay, now I need you to fill my arena. Come rap. That's what you're saying.
No.
I know. I just want to get clarity on where
I'm saying like maybe you do a show in conjunction with a game after, like that.
Mm-mm.
You understand what I'm saying?
So
No.
she's gonna
What's going on?
rap the same day she's supposed to be at warm-ups.
I said after show with Flau'jae, after the game, that kind of stuff. Not anything that would interfere with basketball first.
Absolutely
I'm not telling you that. Here's the thing. You can
No.
come back and
Absolutely not.
what you
thank you.
what you made it sound like to me was like they was gonna be like, the season is over now. Do you want to do a residency at the arena? No, that's not what I'm not saying. That
I know.
a
I'm
residency
clear.
at the arena.
I'm asking.
I'm saying
I'm
that
trying to clarify.
will they
what
get
you're
some?
telling me.
Will they get some shows out of having her in the building? And listen,
To have shows,
yes.
you have to be the draw for people to want to come that otherwise wouldn't come.
Okay, here's the thing. Okay, like I told you, I don't know too many Flau'jae songs. The song she got with Lil Wayne.
You can't name more than 2. I bet you.
I'm not gonna tell you that I know the names of them, but I'm not gonna act like I haven't listened to a couple of her songs.
Okay.
Well, also,
you don't have to know the name. Sing it for us. Go ahead.
No, I probably couldn't sing it for you, but I can tell you what it's about. I mean, like, to be honest. But what I'm saying, but I'm not gonna act like I ain't got a couple of her tracks in the playlist, like especially the song with Wayne. I like the marching band beat that they got in there, right? But so I'm not gonna act like that. But what I'm saying is potentially she may not be for me. I'm not gonna go buy a ticket to go see Flau'jae, but you don't think that she has
a
fan base that follows her?
No.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Okay. How many do y'all know? So she doesn't have the Instagram motion that Angel has? We're not talking about 4 or 5 million followers.
No. And then the other part is those followers, just because you got all those followers, it don't necessarily translate in real life. When it comes to paying to come see me, because that's the other part. They got to pay to come see her. Some of them,
Okay, what about it take more entertainment and marketing?
No.
The Chicago Sky will use. No, we ain't even worried about her. You already in the wrong chat. She's an ambassador. I guarantee you, Flau'jae will not drop as a lottery pick. Who owns the WNBA machine? I don't think that she's dropping out of the lottery pick either.
Don't the Chicago Sky have a lottery pick? There you go.
They do.
There you go. She's not gonna drop for the simple fact that the Chicago Sky still have a lottery pick. So we never know.
I want to know. Yeah, that was a real question because
this will be the
wait a minute. Wait. Here's the thing. Let me be honest with y'all. I don't follow everybody on socials and all of that, right? I'm gonna keep it a buck. But when you get up there and say that your daughter, when you say she got the biggest brand in basketball, the bigger brand, I'm expecting a bigger brand. If Angel brought 5 million and then you bigger than Angel, then you coming with 10, right? 7, 8, 9.
Again, back to my no. There's a reason I keep saying no. It's not the same. People can tell you it's not the same, period. If it was like that, the streams on Spotify would be higher. I'm trying to be nice.
Tell me this.
Get off this topic.
No. That's fine. No. Because I got one more question. Because the other thing that I see, I believe when I search is she the highest NIL this year for women's hoops? So what is that coming from? It's not the.
And how do we know she's the? I'm not denying that she's up there. I think she's.
Yeah, I don't know. This is what they tell us.
But we don't actually know.
No, I am trying. No, where I'm at is trying to confirm if this is the biggest brand in women's hoops. So this is all we're looking for.
No,
it's not even
no 20 times. No, it's not.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying these are the things that I ran across as I'm trying to confirm whether or not this is the biggest brand in women's basketball. Because I come from an era where you have to, you got to have resources, multiple.
She don't even have the biggest brand in college basketball right now. There's somebody that played all season over there in LA.
And her name is Juju. I don't know what. That's what I'm like.
The Juju brand.
But what? Why are we? Okay, go ahead. Keep going. Asking. I'm not understanding why we're. It's not factually true. That's what I keep.
Yeah, no. That's what I wanted to know. But I wanted to know. Well, where is it in comparison? Okay, so what I see
think it's up there. But what I'm saying is there's people with NDAs There are people not discussing some. We do
absolutely,
not know. Unless the NCAA comes out and releases their clearinghouse information, we do not know.
Okay. I mean, and I see on Instagram 2 million followers. I see 2 million. As like I said, and I wanted to know. I hadn't looked, so I wanted to know that compared to like I know I seen Angels going in to the dub. I want to say Angel had like 4.8, almost 5 million something going into the dub. Like I think it was like she had more followers than the dub in the entire league. So there was that.
Sorry, what's the question?
No,
or is there not a question anymore?
No, I got the answer to my question.
Okay. Can we move on? We have a hard stop.
Yeah, let's go. Keep rocking.
Okay. I'm done with Flage LSU conversation. So unless someone else
are we done with Raven? Are we done with the Raven hate conversation? Because that was really more what it was for me.
Yeah, for now. I mean, it's gonna be evergreen.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Brittany, anything else you wanted to add?
No, nothing else. I just know that brand is not the biggest brand in college women's basketball. And I'm telling y'all, look, just because somebody got a whole bunch of followers on social media, that does not mean it necessarily translates in real life. It is not a guarantee. There's plenty of people with a whole bunch of followers, and it don't translate when it comes to them actually putting stuff together and needing people to show up.
I agree.
Just remember that.
You actually have to spend the money and put your money where your mouth is, or the streams are, and neither are true right now. So next, okay, back to Alabama, the Alabama game, right?
Yeah.
So I think we previewed last time that we wanted to continue to see players play. Well, we saw certain players play a little bit more. Part of that was maybe to link the Raven conversation. Raven was feeling under the weather. And we saw at some point where it wasn't shaky, isn't the word, but Bama was at home and they started to kind of make a push back in the game, which fair, valid. They're not a scrub team. I expected it to happen. The 3 balls started flowing. Christy is very big on development. So they're going to continue working. And you expected that gap to close, and that happened with just, again, Raven not really making the impact that she normally makes. You can tell that she was feeling under the weather until they said even later. I was like, Raven don't even look. She barely was smiling. Speaking of smiling, she barely was smiling. So I was like, you know what? Something's going on with Raven. And so when they finally said that she wasn't feeling well, she was under the weather, it made a ton of sense. But there was one point where I was like, please just bring Raven in the game just to help defensively get us settled a little bit more. I felt like you could feel the tide change a little bit, right? It was starting to not be firmly in our control. I think the other thing I really liked, in no particular order, so Raven getting that seal, getting the layup, and then checking out and looking like she had to go, to the back room. So thanks, Raven, for your service. We greatly appreciate what you were able to give us. I think Maddie did come in and played a good amount of minutes. I remember watching the game and I was just like, what's going on with our rotations? I thought maybe Don was playing games, only to realize it's because Raven wasn't feeling well. But I do think Maddie got some good burn. We hadn't seen her in a while, and I think for her first outing back, I think did a decent job, a really good job. I felt like her her direct defense was pretty good. This is a common thing I have with our entire team. I think once we get into that tertiary or that 4th rotation, we get ourselves into trouble. Someone is slacking on that back end. I really want to see us continue to clean up our rotations. I think that's why a lot of threes, there was penetration and kicks, or, pass, and then someone was late on a rotation or got sucked in. So continuing to focus on that. But I like Maddie from those components. Still, room to work a little bit because that's where we missed Raven. But I really liked what Maddie gave. I think her time off on the bench, she clearly was paying attention. She clearly was absorbing the game, and I felt like she did a really good job. And then on ball defense, turn up that intensity just a little bit more, be more of a pest. But that I think will just continue to be Maddie's opportunity area. Rebounds. Oh my God. Thank God. I used to pray for times like this.
Absolutely.
Joyce had 4 rebounds.
Here we
within
go.
the first 5 minutes of the game. Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. Clearly was a focus area. She was aggressively rebounding. This is why I be telling y'all, I can tell when she's not. Y'all see the difference. Look at the material with my Cardi B meme. Look at the material. This is what I'm talking about. I can tell when you're not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
This every game, regardless if you're scoring, regardless if you're having an amazing career high or not, or you're missing shots, you're missing layups, you can aggressively rebound at this rate every single game. Every single game. This is what I'm talking about. So I am very excited and will continue to be on Joyce's ass for her to continue this level of aggressive rebounding, period.
Yeah.
Period. And I will not be silenced and I will not be censored. It's gonna happen every game and I'm gonna ask for it. So I would like that to continue. So I really, really good job on that front. So standing ovation for Joyce and her aggressively rebounding.
Yeah. Big mama, big mama,
Hey.
big mama, big mama.
Question from the chat. I've been a fan since Don got there. They want to know how long y'all have been South Carolina fans.
Since I attended the University of South Carolina my freshman year. Actually, no. Since I got my acceptance letter from the university. Nope. Back it up. Ever since I decided to go on a visit and consider going to the University of South Carolina, I've been an SC fan, if that helps.
Hello, I started tuning in once Asia Wilson hit. I said, "Oh, who's this?" Oh yeah, I gotta lock in. I like the game, and I like the way in which they play. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've been an SC fan since BD before Don. Go back to Big Mama.
Oh yeah, Big Mama, Big Mama, Big Mama. Yeah, no, Medina is hitting her stride.
Yo, I was out my seat. I said a step back 3, huh? What is this?
If I told y'all Medina had half of our made threes.
I know, especially because our little
Literally,
sister
we only
girl
made 4.
said I gave you all my threes for the LSU game. Y'all
Absolutely.
got it.
that game in Tennessee, she was yeah, Tessa was due one. I figured the way in which how hot she was coming from Tennessee and going to LSU, I was like, ooh, it's gonna come, because it always comes with great shooters. They'll have some crazy nights where it's just like, man, they can't miss, and then it'll be just one of those regular, just they'll just have a pedestrian day because they just shot the lights out. So, but that's okay. But yeah, Medina gave us 2 for 2. 2 for 2 from 3.
Actually,
and
that first one was actually, well, the second one was my favorite, but the first one was dope too because it was just an out of bounds, her wide open at the top of the top of the stripe, the arch, and it was just like in rhythm. I think someone had pointed, I mean, everybody always points it, I forget who, because I would attribute it to you, so sorry. But someone pointed out in the the media scrum before Alabama, that Don does. In the background, you could see all of our bigs getting 3-point work in, but someone specifically mentioned Medina back there shooting. And so for that to translate to this game was, mwah.
Yes, it was just great. And then I just love how confident she is when she takes make or miss. She's very confident in her shot. So I absolutely love it. Great game from Medina. She, like I said, she's hitting her stride. She's looking more comfortable. And yeah, it's Homegirl only had 2 turnovers, so I will absolutely take it. So yeah, she just continues to get better. I guess.
We do need to work on a little bit of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no.
Go ahead.
After the game, I know they had asked Dawn about Medina's play and how taking her out of the starting lineup and letting her play coming off the bench, how that kind of helped Medina and helped her grow confidence. But she said, "Hey, don't get comfortable. Don't get too comfortable sitting on that bench.
Back up in that
starting lineup. Like this was not for you to just continue to play off the bench. No, ma'am. This was just supposed to give you some time to get comfortable and whatever you needed. Yes, some relief. Relieve some of like some pressure or whatever and everything that was going on. Relieve some. We gonna let a little bit of air out. We're gonna let a little bit of air out, but we're gonna have to squeeze the top back on tight. Come on back to the starting lineup.
What game was it that she told us? Yeah, and I'm back. Like that. That's what she was serious. It was her and Latson sitting next to each other in the presser, post game presser. Damn, I forget which game it was, but I think it was right before LSU. But when she was like, "Yeah, I'm back," I was like, "Mm-hmm." She told us.
Like you said, yeah, Joyce had the rebounding game that we expected, that we wanted. 12 rebounds. Thank you.
We really won the game and dominated the game with our post, like Joyce and Medina, to me. I know we always like fictitiously give out game balls. My game ball. Ooh, who would my third person be? Joyce and Medina for sure. I'll have to think on that third. I might give it to Latson.
I mean, for the first time ever, I had 2 Gamecocks of the night. I was like, damn, Joyce Medina.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't.
You couldn't choose.
I couldn't pick. No. And I tried not to have a Gamecock be the hooper of the night if other teams play, but I almost made her hooper of the night. But I was like, Lulu Twidell dropped 30, so there's that.
Yeah, I'll have to think on my third. I think my third right now is Latson. Maybe as we talk more, I'll adjust it. But Latson might be my third, and not necessarily for her scoring, but I do think she was getting in passing lanes. She was disrupting the ball movement. Couple of those steals in the backcourt. She was just a pest back there, at least like creating just like confusion or chaos a little bit. So I really like those things she was doing in the backcourt, particularly. Yeah, I'll have to think about my third person. Maddie could also get it too. So it's between those two.
I couldn't get over here quick enough to say, don't forget Maddie. I thought Maddie did a good job.
No. That's why I was like, which one would I? But you know, the point guard position is so hard because it's just like, if things are in disarray, it's your fault. But things are moving smoothly. It's not like entirely like, you know, it's hard, like a traditional point guard. That's why I was like, it's between those two. But back to Medina. I also wanted to add what I really am starting to love is her defense. Her defense is really creating. Remember earlier this season we were talking about in a South Carolina system what you really need. Like, we don't have that defensive anchor, right? And through conversation, Auntie, you brought up like there was no one for Medina to learn from, even Joyce in a way, right? Like, there's just a lot of like, you're being inserted into a high functioning machine and you are the key cog, but like you're trying to figure it out too. And then everybody's kind of new around you. So no one's really like, not in a bad way, but like people can only help you so much because everybody's trying to figure it out and rise to the standard. And I just,
it was like everybody had their hand up and they were waiting for Raven to come around. Raven was the only one to be able to pour into like Raven and Adele. It was like, it just took us a minute, I think.
Yeah. No, I'm just reiterating your point, right? And now this is what kind of prompted that conversation of why I thought at times our defense, and Lord knows I still have my own issues with our defense, but I'm going to take it. I'm seeing the improvement, and part of the improvement is because of Medina being that anchor back there defensively. I've noticed her moving her puppies even more, her sliding a little bit better. I think she's doing a better job of trying to keep her hands out of the cookie jar. She still is, there's still some opportunity for improvement, but you can tell even Maddie, like Maddie's probably the biggest. Maddie and Adele are the two biggest people I constantly see telling Medina, like, hey, your hands are like basically breaking plane, right? Like you can see them constantly being like, no, like hands straight up, you're doing this. Like you can see them telling her and reminding her when fouls do happen. And so from that standpoint, I think that's great too. Raven even too. So Raven, Adele, and Maddie, I see constantly telling Medina about that. But you can even tell she's like trying to keep her hands up more, swatting down less and letting the ball basically like bring your hand to the ball like while it's up. And that's actually something that I think we've talked about this too. Like Asia does really, 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 really well. Hardly ever is Asia blocking shots like while someone is directly on her body. Usually it's she's going to the ball or she's lunging for the ball. Like she's able, and let's also be honest, Asia is very unique in her ability to do that and have her body control. But I do think that's something, if you look about shot blockers who tend not to get in foul trouble, it's because they have the ability to decipher and really delineate when's the right time for me to block this versus hand straight up and just make it difficult without fouling. And I think that's the balance you see Medina working through and developing. You see the development in real time. You see the development of Medina happening every single game now. And I think we're starting to, we've made it over the mental hurdle, and now we're just like building and stacking. And so for that is what really makes me excited about Medina, and her ability now to action those things. Maybe before it was like a lot of mental fog, but now you're actually seeing that adjustment happen. Her sliding her feet, her cutting off diagonally, are just like really good things that I personally have loved and got excited about. And then she was just owning the paint defensively. And she's done that for a couple games now in a row. So those are really the key things we need to deter people from getting in the paint and that type of stuff. So really, really good job by Medina. While the offensive stuff was amazing, I actually was even more excited about the defensive efforts I saw.
Yes, she is being a force to reckon with defensively, offensive and defensively. She definitely looks more comfortable. You can see it's clicking. Everything's clicking, and she's getting into a rhythm. She's comfortable. So now it's just the sky's the limit. Come March. Who else had a good game? I think Alicia had a good game.
I thought not bad by any stretch. It's just more like grading her on a curve still. But yeah, I thought the confidence was there for sure.
Yes. And what I mean, a good game. How many fouls did she have this game? Let me look.
Maybe 2. I definitely remember, I think 2. That's me guessing. That doesn't mean that's right.
No, 1.
Oh, she only had 1?
Yes, the one on that end one. But because she was trailing.
Yeah. Okay. I thought she had 2. Okay, even better. Look at that.
Yeah, so great.
How many minutes did she have?
She had 11. Well, okay. Yeah, the bench was she had 11 minutes. She had 6 points, 3 rebounds. 1 foul. Dowda played 10 minutes, 2 points. I see 3 field goal attempts though. Great, good sister. 2 rebounds. I think Dowda had a good game. Who else? Scotty played 15, 4 points, 2 or 5, 2 assists. She didn't have a rebound this game.
She didn't have a rebound, you said?
She didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like Latson was getting in the mix a little bit more, which is what I've been asking for. That's why I was like, the small stuff Latson did, I thought was really quality. Like she was getting in the mix a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know. Gotti, I think, is still kind of working back, to be honest. You're still not kind of seeing her all the way. But that move that she had, what was it? It was down on our side of the floor. She ended up I think either had like a pull up and she banked it, or a shot ricocheted. She got, well, I guess she didn't get the rebound because you said she had 0 rebounds, but it felt like the ball fell there in her lap type of thing and she put it back. I can't remember exactly the sequence, but I remember her hitting kind of like a bank shot to put it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're talking about. I don't exactly remember the entirety of the play.
Yeah, the sequence.
It might have been an assist. It might have been an assist.
Maybe it was assist. Yeah, maybe. Did Alicia have an assist?
No.
Okay, then I don't remember who it was. But nonetheless, I remember where she was. I just don't remember the sequence.
It might have been from Addie. I think it was from Addie, I think. Or it was from Latson, one of the two. Because there's a couple sequences I have in my head that was some really great.
I don't know. I see Draco saying you talking about the second foul. The second foul you thinking about they gave to Maddie. I don't know if that's what he's talking about. The same thing y'all talking about right now.
No, I don't think. Maybe he's talking to someone. I haven't been looking at the chat. Maybe he was chatting to someone in the chat, or he's on delay. Maybe.
Can I please let me say something? Let me say something. I see it's so irritating.
I've been ignoring it, but go ahead.
Yeah,
I see we got a couple of people that's in the chat that like you're not even participating in the conversation for real that we're having, and then you just keep typing the same thing over and over in the chat. Maybe that's how y'all move on other platforms. Over here, it really sounds like we're having a conversation. It sounds like grown folks are talking, and you're like mommy.
Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me.
You listen. If you we're not talking, or we're not on that topic. That's not a topic of this show. We're not moving in the direction of that topic. So, like, if you want to participate in the conversation that we're having, please do. But if you just need to get keystrokes off because you need to meet your chat step requirements for the day, please do it somewhere else. Because it's other people saying stuff in the chat that we really want to respond to. But for you to be standing here while I'm trying to wash dishes, pulling on my house coat, like mommy, this shit is irritating. Stop. Okay, I'm sorry. Back to the conversation.
No, you good. I see Malik. Okay, got you, Malik. Yeah. Okay, helpful. Thank you. And then teach me. I don't know Ontario people. Can you enlighten us on what makes Gotti the most Ontario girl?
Yes, please let us know.
He don't like South Carolina, but you hear listening to South Carolina people talk about what the. Do you see my picture right now?
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, that you've been here 3 years disingenuous with the same shit, but you keep showing up. Why?
You know, when I don't like people,
who keeps
I don't watch them.
That they don't like.
It's so weird.
Heck, I even blocked them.
I'm glad that you said that. One of my wrenches, just get them on my chat. They don't even like South Carolina. There's no reason to be here. I don't sit with motherfuckers that don't rock with me. It's no reason to be here. You're not adding anything to the conversation. Squirt, what's their name? Goodness rated bow out the chat. Just get them out the chat, please. I'll never have to see him again. Continue. Let's go.
That's weird behavior. Like, that's psychosis. like that's truly psychosis. You don't like something and you over here spamming in the chat.
It's insanity. To keep coming back to a place that you don't like. What?
Wouldn't be
me. Hey, yeah, Allie is a problem. She got a big bag.
Yeah, I was gonna say back to
Yeah.
Allie. I think Brittany, you were talking about Allie. Some of her so her not fouling was good, and then I think you were still chatting
Yes.
if you want to keep going.
Yes, her not fouling is great because remember a couple weeks ago we were like, "Oof, girl, we gotta turn we gotta turn down the fouls," but we can see that they're slowly starting to come down. So that's the plus. I think she's starting to kind of find her spots in the offense. In terms of knowing, okay, when she can get the ball in their spots, but I also think that some of them knowing her.
Exactly. I was just gonna add Latson. I think Allie's first shot. Latson found her in like the extended low post kind of.
Mhm.
I think to your point, like, because we've all been asking it, but it's part of like chemistry. Is her they have to trust her, and she also like it's kind of that getting to learn someone and play with them. And to your exact point, Brittany, I think you can tell like we've been asking, we're like, we think we need to look for Allie a little bit more, or Allie needs to hold her seal a little bit more so they can get it to her. It's two-sided, right? And so I really like seeing, that's why like low key, I feel like Latson had a really good game, even though like maybe she didn't score a ton or whatever. I just think the little things that you needed to see, I think Latson was showing it. That's why I was like, I go back and forth on that third game ball. But I think Latson getting that ball to Allie was really good. Allie she still felt a little fast to me, but she was sure of her move. So I think from that standpoint, I like it. And if you can get the ball there, turn around and cleanly shoot it, yeah. and she was playing what felt like the 3 on defense, which is why a couple of those people were getting open on the 3-point line, but I liked seeing her attempt to, be a tall person that they have to shoot over and stuff like that. So I saw what we were doing. Again, I don't know if it was a function of Raven not being around or Dawn was doing it on purpose. I mean, she clearly did on purpose, but you know what I mean? Like if that was like an intentional thing, regardless if Raven had been feeling well or not, but it does give us that flexibility. And quite frankly, I think it's good for every big to get used to playing on the perimeter, because you just never know with switches and mismatches how you get, put on a mismatch to feel comfortable out there. So I think all of it was good. Still things to clean up, but like I like them being put in that position.
Did Dawn say anything about was anything going on with Isla?
I don't think she said anything. Auntie, you remember?
No, I don't remember her saying anything about Isla.
Okay, so she only played 5 minutes, but I understand why she only played 5 minutes. And I was just wondering if there was also more to it in terms of like, all right, was she another one that wasn't feeling great, or tonight it just wasn't tonight.
Yeah, I don't know, but I saw this comment. I didn't realize. So Tessa had a plus minus of 30 plus 38.
That's funny because the way Tessa, I was like, "Girl, can we buy a basket?"
Really?
Shit. Like they were yelling airball on you.
I'm shocked on that one. Is that? Let's double check that one.
Goodness. Let me
plus 38.
I actually believe it, right? Because if you think about it, how many minutes did Tessa play? She played a healthy amount of minutes.
Tessa played
like 20 something.
29. Shoot.
Yeah, damn near 30. She played the whole game, so that's probably why her plus minus is so high. And then also remember, so if you played 30 minutes, you basically were out there more often than not with Medina, right?
Yeah.
Medina, our first quarter, which was great. We held them to 8. That second quarter pissed me off. I said, what are we doing? Like, and again, look, they were gonna make some shots, but some of it was just like, are you guys like, we just gave them no. Like,
yeah, no, I don't think she took bad shots. I was just surprised it was that high, plus 38. I mean, listen, even when you ain't got a guard Tessa, she's a problem. Goodness gracious, bro.
No, yeah, she still caused issues. She just didn't.
Oh yeah. Y'all know how I feel about Tessa.
Right.
Y'all know
Mhm.
how I am about Tessa. So
Yeah, no, you started by who can guard Tessa. I think my thing continues to be for Tessa, just like Joyce. And this wasn't like bad, but I feel like if you're not making shots, not that she was trying not to, but if you're not really scoring that much, how else can you get involved a little bit more? I think it's just my edict for both for both of them is like, can we get a few more rebounds? Can we lock down a little bit more defensively? And I don't think Tessa was like bad. I think she was where she was supposed to be for the most part, but that's just always my on a basketball court. If you're not scoring, like what else can you give consistently? So I think as Tessa goes for the rest of the season and into her senior year, that arc is something she should continue to focus on, because there will just be days you can't score. But I mean, a plus whatever is also indicative of, she was doing some good things out there. So yeah. Who else? You said Miriam. Are we finished with Alicia?
Yes.
I have one more ad actually. I think I said this before, but something that's really unique about Allie is she does a good job of moving as that off post person. So she does a really good job of like
she has good
drifting.
spatial awareness.
Yeah, like drifting high so that Medina can operate low. She does a really good job of spacing with another big with her. So I love that. And I think there's like some good things that happen when Alicia is in the game with either Joyce or Medina, that help the spacing component.
Oh, listen, I'm so excited. And I got to give Big Draco his credit because he the one pointed this out for me. It's not that Allie can shoot. She's a professional shooter. She's a shooter. Like, be afraid. That's all I can say. Be afraid. Be very afraid. And I know Commish say we got to be at where our feet at, but y'all know what I'm going to say. Y'all know what I'm going to say when those shoot that bitch get back.
Woo. Y'all saw her hold that follow through?
The spacing, the follow through is crazy. Her and Tessa, pro shooters. The spacing that requires, my goodness.
All right, I would be prepared to hold this. I would just hold my follow through. I'm gonna just hold it.
Yep. And yeah, Sydney, your point. I don't know why other people's thing didn't pop up, but I just saw Sydney's point around. Yeah, that's the gravity we talk about, right? Like Tessa cannot have a good shooting day, but every shot that goes up looks like it could go in. And even like look at Bama's bench. They were like over there yelling whenever Tessa was shooting from their side of the floor. like that spacing element is so big to let no pun intended, but our bigs operate. So that's why everybody kind of has to play their part, like shooting, and then the bigs down low, like get them the ball when they're single covered, or when Joyce has someone buried. Like that is what allows your field goal percentages to be super high, right? Like, and then when you get doubled, kick out to your 3-point shooters who can knock that thing down. So it's a two-way street. So that's, quite frankly, to me, some of the beauty of basketball is like you can see those things come through and like how every part impacts one another. So I like the balance that we have, and I really like seeing that, and moving the ball and finding the best shot. There was one too. Tessa actually either had direct assists or hockey assists, now that I say it out loud, because the play that just came to my mind was, I think Joyce was operating in the paint. I think 2 came to her, or she just like really didn't have a good angle. No, they were playing zone. They switched to zone that play. So Joyce was in the middle of the paint. She turned, saw Tessa in the short corner, passed it to Tessa. Tessa swung it back out to Maddie, who hit her 3. So like, that's the good basketball that, we're talking about there.
Absolutely.
So, okay, where do y'all want to go next?
You mentioned Miriam. Do you want to talk about Miriam? Brittany?
Miriam. I think Miriam just continues. Miriam is definitely one that, well, we say in general, don't watch box scores, but Miriam is definitely another one where you say, don't look at the box score, because Miriam is more productive than what a box score will show you. Whether it's her boxing out, she's not really one to, she's not going to gobble up a bunch of rebounds, but Miriam is going to box out for someone else to go get the rebound. Miriam got some shots up. I love what you always say. And then defensively, Miriam just does the little things, and she's doing them really well. And I think that's really all you can ask for at this point in the season, because it comes down to the little things, the details. So just her continuing to do those small things continues to help out the team a lot, especially when you're looking to get Medina rest, Joyce rest. She's a great, she's someone that, and you don't have Adele. So being able to throw Miriam out there in a game like this, where you're looking to get Joyce and Medina some rest, and you can still be confident, like, hey, we're going to rebound the ball. Our rotations are going to be pretty good. So, yeah, good job for Miriam.
A couple things I will say to add, and then what I'd like to see more of. So to your points around Miriam, Miriam is also a really good communicator too. So when she is in the game, especially on free throw shots, you constantly see her talking like, I got this person, no, you got this person, I'm playing this position, you're playing, like, and I've seen it now for a couple games now. It's not just this game. But I do think, to your point, like, there are things Miriam gives. There's some intangibles that she gives us, especially with Adele out, who's also a talker and a communicator, to really help kind of, whether it's the youngsters, the AAA, right, the three freshmen, or whatever, just to help kind of get people where they need to be. You do see it. It's a lot quieter, but she does do it too. So that's great. I also really liked, while she didn't hit the shots that I wanted, I liked her move. So there was the one where she was on the baseline, had a 3-point shot, and at first I was like, damn, shoot it, Miriam, but she ended up putting it on the floor, which actually goes into my thing I'd like to see for her. I think when she is on the court, it seems like she's putting a lot of pressure on herself offensively, that I kind of just want her, just play, you know what I mean? Like, just like, yeah, you got the shot blocked, which was unfortunate, but I think you took one more step than you needed to, right?
Yeah, it was an extra step, because I was like, had she picked the ball up earlier, she would have had it.
Had she been in her stride to lay it up, it would have been a foul. There's no way it would have been a charge, because she would have left the floor first. So I think she would have probably gotten fouled, or it just would have been a clean block. But she kind of, one step too many, which allowed, I forget what her name was, but she can block shots. It wasn't Cody, it was their other big, was like right underneath her. So that resulted in that. And then the other play where someone shot an air ball, I want to say it was Tessa, Tessa shot the air ball or Latson, and the ball kind of like bounced, and it was one of those, like, you could get it and throw it back in, but, like, you know, it requires some athleticism to do that. But it was like one of those, and she like kind of tried to stay in bound and like catch it, and then like she touched it and it went off her hands, and then you could just see she was like, fuck, like, you, like, it was like, girl, it's okay. Like, it's a dead, like, yeah, you didn't get it, but it was like dead ball, and yeah, like,
we're just gonna reset. Nobody scored.
Yeah, it just was like, yes, it's annoying because you thought you had it, but like in situations like that, like, it's okay. You know what I mean? I just feel like there are a couple instances where you could see where something happened, and it felt like she got really on herself, more on the offensive end than the defensive end. So I just kind of want her to play a little bit more freely in that. And I think by playing freely, you'll see her take, you know, a little bit more of the shots available to her, whatever. She'll just like have a little bit more resilience on that end. I think she is getting bogged down with perfection on the offensive end. And I think that's what's holding her back. So while it looks like, you know, not to put any bad juju out there, but we're probably going to be without Adele as they try to figure out what's going on.
Oh my gosh, get out of my head. That was my very next question to you. Do you think we should start? Oh my God, and we didn't talk about this, right? My question to you was gonna be, hey ladies, do you think that we should start settling on the fact that we're gonna run 10? And just let Deli just take her time and get back?
Let me answer that directly. Let me finish my prior thought. So Miriam, I think we're gonna be without her. Or we're gonna probably see more of her, especially the last 2-3 games, and especially like an upcoming game like a Kentucky. I just want to see her get back to playing a little bit more freely and not as tight. Like, just like, open up them hips, open up the tightness you're carrying in your hips. Like, just let it flow a little bit. And so that's my opportunity for Miriam, what I'd like to see. And then specifically to your question, yeah, I mean, I think when someone's has been on a boot and a scooter and a mask and whatever else before that, like it's just at the point where, I mean, I think Don basically told us like it's day to day. So we just don't know, with Adele. And, like Don always says, everything we need is in the locker room. So I think between Alicia and, Miriam, we should be able to, absorb that. But what that also requires is like a coat to not be in foul trouble as much, a Joyce to aggressively rebound. If we get those things, we can ride it out and let Adele kind of come through on her own time. And especially given Adele's history of injury and her bouncing back, and also as a big, right, the bigger you are, the harder they fall type of thing. Like a big with lower extremity injuries, you really have to give that time. And so I think the combination of all that, we have to give Adele time. I think they're alleviating whatever's going on with her foot with the scooter. So we'll see. We don't know. But in the meantime, next man up, next woman up. So Alicia's coming along. Miriam's coming along. Our big presence and room has to be aware of kind of that dynamic, and how do we stay out of foul trouble? How do we help each other down low, defensive assignments to help other people not be late on rotations? Because sometimes someone missing their assignment, whether it's on the perimeter or the post or boxing out, actually is what leads to some people fouling. So we can help each other out by kind of doing our job and playing our role appropriately.
Yep.
Everybody been complaining about their schedule.
Everybody has not been complaining about their schedules, for the record.
The usual whiners have been whining.
Certain people who have been complaining about their schedule, but not everybody has been complaining about their schedule.
Okay, so do you want to go ahead and preview the other game, or do you want to talk some other stuff and come back to that? What do you want to do?
I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that we want to cover from this game? Brittany, Auntie, you got anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Brittany, anything?
Nope. I think we touched on everything with this game.
Yeah, I'm with it. Last thing. I'll also say, considering they were our home and home in the SEC, our only team we've played twice technically within the SEC conference scheduling, I really liked our second showing. Just as an overall, whether we got some people in who didn't play last time, like Latson didn't play last. Was it Latson who didn't play last time? Yeah, I think it was Latson. So I really like that. I really like where our defensive is going. Still, some personal issues I have, but what's great about it is like you see the opportunity and it's just like up to us to do it. It's not like we need like something completely out there that we don't have, but we're getting there. We're getting there. The threes though, I'd like us to clean it up, but again, that rotation, back end rotation. But I
Everybody
will
has
take
to
it.
win their matchup. Win
Yep.
your matchup.
And don't get your hands in the cookie jar. Okay, we can preview the next one.
Versus that team in Mississippi.
Yep. Exactly.
Ooh.
What did we decide? U of M, U of Mississippi. I mean, there's a lot of U of M's, but University of Mississippi's that Oxford team, the Coach Yo's.
Yeah, Coach Yo and them.
Coach Yo and them.
SIP. They told me to call him the SIP.
That is true. The SIP.
All right, yeah. The SIP is coming off an embarrassing loss for me, personally.
Yeah.
Watching him, I said, what the heck is this?
Tell me why. Embarrassing. Tell me why.
It's embarrassing in terms of the way in which how they ended that game in the fourth quarter. Absolutely atrocious. Nasty work. Like y'all, I told y'all, I kid y'all not. I clicked on the game earlier. I looked at it. I said, oh, okay, they up. They hold and serve. Third quarter. Cool. I come back fourth quarter. I was like, all right, let me go do something because I ain't finna watch this whole thing. I come back fourth quarter. I said, what is this? And proceed to see them turn the ball over time after time. And whether it was them turning the ball over or just bad possessions, just stagnant. It was very much literally it was one possession where the point guard is just like they're just standing there. I'm like, what are y'all getting into? Whatever you're getting into, get into it. Because they're trying to get the ball to Cody and it's just not happening. It literally just sat there and dribbled the ball out the entire possession and put up something.
Hold on. Before you go, Auntie, because I heard you clear your throat. Brittany, would you like an explanation? Are you not looking for an explanation? Where would you like to go before one of us responds? I'm just curious. And either answer is fine. I just want to know based on your
an explanation. I noticed the matchup.
Okay.
With,
I guess
delay on Cody.
If it's explanation that you want, then Commish better talk. Go ahead, Commish.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Commish.
I guess explanation is going to be in the eye of the beholder, but I will give you an explanation, or I will give you contributing factors. How about that?
Go ahead, Commish.
Okay.
What do they say? I can cede my time to the Commish.
Yes.
I can cede my time to the Commish.
You can reclaim your time when you're ready, but thank you. So yes, Brittany, all that is very true, factually true. They were 0 for 16 at some point in the game. It was nasty. Oh God. I'm just gonna give facts, and then we can get into what is valid reasons or not. Right? The facts are they're gonna play 5 games in 10 days.
Yeah.
That is factual. I think all those were ranked, or if not, they were close. They were like upper SEC. But whatever. I think the fourth quarter, quite frankly, is where you saw the legs be tired. And my issue though with Coach Yo was one. Brittany, you and I talked about this at the beginning of, I think, when they lost the Michigan State game and some of the Kansas State game. And before I go there, let me give Cody her kudos. Cody's playing much better than I thought, at least what I saw earlier this season. They needed time to gel clearly. She's confident. I think the move to Oxford was a great move for her. Her and Coach Yo seemed to work very well together. And outside of a couple texts here and there, usually Cody's not flipping the bird and yelling at her coaches. So from those reasons, a shout out. I think this was truly no BS. This was a great move for Cody. I think it worked out very well. I think Cody, honestly, is probably in my top 3. I can definitively say top 4 for SEC Player of the Year. I think she's played a lot better than I thought it was going to go, and I have a more appreciation for her game than I did before. Okay, I'm just putting that out there because I'm a real one. I'm gonna tell you when I was wrong or I changed my mind about a person. So that's how I feel about Cody now. However, one of my issues still remains, which was at the end of the day, Cody is not a point guard, even though she did an amazing job and you got to get in front of her. And that's a downhill bulldozer coming your way. Lay saw it with that 0 button. She hit that spin move. She hit on her, the circle button. And ironically, the circle button was the last good play we saw from Mississippi all game. I think it took a lot out of her. So I think the fatigue factor started happening. I equate Cody a little bit to AT, and not disrespecting either one of them, just like someone who it reminds me of and what I'm seeing. But the issue is AT has had more experience, I think, but the Cody and Cody's probably more of a natural, like less of a big than AT is, but I do think some of the, and this is my issue with AT at times, I think the decision making at times when it's in the clutch moments can be tough. And I think for me, whether that was fatigue or just that's not her natural position, I think they came to roost in the game against LSU. And
is that game costing tough?
Yes. Yes, definitely. They lost the game. Had they been able to score 3 points at all in the fourth, they might have actually won. Like I'm actually kind of serious.
They had opportunities because they could have got some from the free throw line too.
Well, and then that's another one. And then they didn't make their free throws. It was just like a compounding factor on top of one another. And then let me bring Coach Yo into. Okay, so Cody was tired. Her shots were short. I don't even remember if she actually came. They might have. There was like a TV timeout or something, or they were reviewing or something. But even I remember, or maybe it was third quarter to fourth quarter. That might have just been it. And Cody went to the bench, I think early, like with like less than whatever amount of time was left in the third quarter, like less than 20 seconds. So she went to get a quick breather early and steal some time. And when she went to the bench, I remember, they shake hands, they go all the way down to either the trainer, the dietitians, whatever. Someone had something in a cup and she looked at it and she said no. And I remember mentally being like, girl, you better take whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
Not only
so did you see her? But did you see her when she sat down though?
I did. She ended up taking something else though, and I think it was just water, but even that was like a quick swig. And I remember thinking, like, which is gonna be part of my issue with Coach Yo and the entire staff. You guys are actually, in my mind, playing a little bit of an unprecedented thing. We can argue SEC tournament or NCAA, which we'll get to in a second, which are valid points. But the reality is you actually are kind of playing something unprecedented as compared to your counterparts, right? And at that moment, you need all the fluids, you need all the gummies, you need all of the things you can to replenish your body because of the brutal schedule you have had. And in this game is so important for, it's not everything, is not the end all be all, but winning that game would have put you in the driver's seat for things you want, particularly SEC seeding, right? Because the better you do in the SEC tournament, I do believe that does have an impact on your direct seeding for the NCAA tournament. You want that bye, especially coming off of a stretch like this. You need that bye in the SEC tournament. And then you want that hosting for the tournament. And then I just think it's something that is critical, that fourth quarter should have been handled more intentionally than I felt like it was by Coach Yo and her staff. So I actually do have issues with how that game transpired. Yes, they were missing layups. Yes, they were missing free throws. Coach didn't tell them to do those things. But when you see that transpiring and you just keep yelling at your kids, fight through it, have heart, girl, bye. Like, miss me with that. You need all the fluids. I need to take strategic timeouts. I need to do what I can do to help my team in this moment. And I just didn't feel like once LSU started showing they had some fight, might have been a time to call a timeout. And you compare and contrast that with Joni. Y'all always love to say, fight, Joni, fight. You know what Joni did when Tennessee started making their run? She called a timeout. She said, oh, no. I'm calling a timeout because I feel this. I feel the momentum shifting. I feel like Coach Yo didn't do a good enough job about those things. So that is my issue. And then if we actually go back to the Tennessee game where they were blowing out Tennessee, Cody had 39 and 10. I'm pretty sure they still would have won if Cody 9 had 29-7. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's 2 days later or whatever, and these are elite athletes, but at a certain point, the fatigue factor does start creeping in. And so, Dawn talked about it too, where towards the end of the season in the SEC, there's not as much practice time. She eliminated stuff. She made practice shorter. Like, you have to do some of those things to help your team, which is, again, reason number 3001, why I get annoyed, why people say Dawn's not a good coach and she just coaches talent. No, Dawn does pull the levers that she can to try to help the team and managing that. So I'll stop there. Some of those were reasons, some of those were explanations, but nevertheless, I think it showed up in the fourth quarter of that game. Auntie, add your actual feelings on this.
I think for me, my perspective is the perspective that I'll talk from right now is, one, maybe the game looks different with Chino on the floor.
Definitely. But you don't have Chino. We knew that.
Yeah, no. I know you don't have Chino.
We knew that in Tennessee.
Yeah, no. And then, again, you could have arrested people, in the Tennessee game. We talked about that. But I'm going to talk from the perspective of, for all of those things that they did wrong, they were still in a position to win the game. But I have to give Malaji Fuwali and LSU some credit for staying the course and figuring it out. I don't know how much of the win you give to Chinu not being there and LSU's schedule, right? Versus I'm sorry, or the SIP schedule versus LSU being able to walk them down.
I mean, I think they walk them down more than won it, but it doesn't matter because a win registers the same in the column. That's why it's like, your point is valid, but I almost don't want to focus on it because you knew this. Like, Coach Yo knew this coming into this game. This game is important. So to me, I still put it on her of like, you didn't make the chess moves I felt like you should have made for yourself.
Like checkers, huh?
Yeah, like you didn't do the thing starting when you already knew that this was going to be a grueling time for you and your team. That included the Tennessee game.
I mean, you've known it for a while since everything got rescheduled. So the approach in all of those days could have looked different, right? I get it. Yeah, it's Cody or bust. It doesn't have to be.
I don't know. That one felt like it shouldn't be in totality, but that game, people didn't come to play. Cody had been carrying that game, and people didn't come to play in the final moments.
Oh my gosh, she had a ferocious spin cycle move that she put Lay in. It was ferocious. That was goodness gracious, lady.
But I don't know how we can say it's but like Poe missed those final shots. Lattimore was missing shots. Awala was missing shots. Like, I don't this one instance in the fourth quarter, I can't say it was Cody or but it was Cody or bust because nobody else was doing it, and Cody couldn't because she was dead tired. So, including was it Patterson or DeShields? Whoever was playing point guard late in the fourth quarter, Cody got moved off ball.
This is true.
They couldn't even get the pass to where Lay ended up. And it was just like, give her the ball when she asked for it the first time. Like, you dribbled the hell out of the ball. There was another time where Cody flashed across the middle. I think it was like an Iverson cut or play they were doing. And they didn't even give her the ball in the right spot. It was just like a lot of just.
See, that's what I saw. I said, what the heck is going on here?
Because but this to me is like a confluence of the things I was saying. There's fatigue. I don't really like Cody playing PG that much because the other PGs now are not PGing, but maybe they have to do it because, again, I haven't watched enough of their games to really say they aren't a good point guard. But y'all have problems organizationally with some, like, there's a ceiling on this team, quite frankly, between coaching decisions potentially and how they actually operate. But this is also a team that poses problems for a lot of people. So it's just like, March Madness is going to be interesting for them. Is what I think. Like if Sarah comes back, I would want to see this LSU versus Mississippi matchup again. But I don't know if Sarah's going to be back for the SEC tournament if that matchup happens. But regardless, I think there's things Coach Yo should look at and her staff and say we should have done a better job. That offensive guru guy, whatever, like, what were you doing? You see Cody's shot is short. She can't get to the rim consistently. They weren't calling fouls. I'll say that too. But look, at that point, you got to adjust. You
got to play the game that they're giving you. You got to play the game that they're giving you. Make the adjustment, buddy.
Right. And
so anything else about the game specifically? Oh, well, we have one more comment, but anything about the game?
No, go ahead.
While we're on the topic, Lane Kiffin, come to the front.
You bitch ass nigga.
Come to the front. Come to the front. Brittany already said it. We got some talking to be had. First thing, full disclosure, I am not a Lane Kiffin fan. I've had smoke with Lane Kiffin since he told Alshon Jeffrey if he went to the University of South Carolina, the only thing he would amount to is pumping gas. I've had issues with Lane Kiffin for a long time. Anybody who's SEC football or just football in general has issues with Lane. You, sir, suck. And not in Black History Month are we going to watch you play games on Coach Yo's top. I have a lot of smoke for Coach Yo and how she coached towards the end of the game. But what we're not going to do is try to gaslight and not tell the truth. You were at that university. You never showed up for her. So for you now to be at LSU and be tweeting and tagging her and trying to antagonize her, like, shut up. You suck. You suck. You suck as a human. I'm not even going to get into all your cases that you actually have when it concerns young women on college campuses. Oops. But you should watch yourself.
Lane Kiffin. I heard people say Lane Kiffin has always been an asshole. But I guess since he's at LSU now, he's really assholing it a lot. I don't know what it is about that school. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the energy. Like they just the gall. They go and they just have the gall. And that man is having the gall, so much of it.
Ed Adron, Coach O, however you pronounce his name, Kelly, Lane, yeah.
Something. It's they just it's something. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's in the water down there. But for you to open your raggedy mouth and say anything, which is crazy with the way in which you left Mississippi, was already some tomfoolery in itself, the way in which you left. And then try to play it up to like, oh, my players didn't want me to leave. They wanted me to coach. Yeah. Then the players came out and said, yeah, that's a lie. It was not like that. But for you to do that, and then you're coming on the internet and trying to throw shade at Coach Yo, it's crazy. When you should have just sat over there and ate your food and just been quiet.
Ate your food.
Just eat your food and be quiet. Nobody's thinking about you, sir. Literally, nobody's thinking about you. And then here you come knocking on the door talking about, oh, let me come in. Let me introduce myself in this newfound rivalry that we're gonna have. And it's just like, bro, for what? And then when Coach Yo call you out on your shade and your BS,
he want to tuck his tail. He deleted messages. He deleted his tweets and tried to put it was a falsehood, because then he said, well, it's been great watching you grow the program from day one. First thing,
exactly.
Coach Yo was there before you, so that's not even an accurate statement. He said from day one to where it is now. No, your day one to where it is now. Coach Yo been doing this. I think she was there 2 or 3 years before he even showed up.
Exactly. And to sit here and act like I think the part that really annoys me is like you was throwing shade. She caught that you was throwing shade, called you out on it. Then you try to walk it back, act like, no, it wasn't like that. Trying to act like we dumb. We not dumb. We know what you said. We know what you meant. You over there being messy for no reason at all. Just simply for the fact that you was bored. Like, you don't have nothing to do, sir. I think there's plenty of things for you to do. Don't you have ain't it like spring training, spring camp? Like, sir, you have other things you should be doing that has nothing to do with tweeting Coach Yo and trying to act like you're this, oh, I'm such a fan of women's basketball. Sir,
The only pictures he could say he's a fan of women's sports included the one he just had when he walked hand in hand with Kim, like they were like presidential candidates. And then the other one where he's standing on a mound, presumably softball. Nobody knows you just standing on a mound on what looks like a softball or baseball field. Like, those are your only two things in all of your time as a head coach. You coached at Tennessee, you coached at Florida Atlantic, you coached at Bama, you coached at Southern Cal, you coached at Oxford, Mississippi. Like, and I'm sure I'm forgetting one or two. You had no other pictures that you could use? Yeah, you ain't fooling us. Bye.
exactly. Like, wasn't nobody worried about you, think about you, sir. And you just decided to step your way in. Like, at least if you gonna throw shade, at least that big. Yeah, I was throwing shade. Let me throw the whole tree. Shit, fuck it. Like, no, but you didn't. And you tried to sneak and act like we tripping. No, we not. And Coach Yo really should have ate that man up more than she did. To be quite honest. But she has more pressing things that she's worried about. She ain't worried about him. But I hope that, like, come your season, and if you lose, I really hope she circles right on back. Say, oh, wait a second. I remember you talking. Wasn't you talking during my season? Well, let me talk during yours. Yeah. Kiffin, I didn't like you before. Definitely still don't like you now. Just a whole lot of bitch assness. The audacity.
Sure is. But I've never liked that. I haven't liked that man in years. So, you know, he keeps showing us his ass. I don't know why people don't believe him. Auntie, you have anything to add on that? Or are you good?
Nah, I don't know enough about Lane's I'm sorry, Lane's
No, you was right. Lane's.
I think it was FM typed it in the chat, Lane Kiffin. I I don't know enough about the history. I just the back and forth, especially the way, like, Coach Coleman and some of the other coaches, like, talk about it being like just this brotherhood, sisterhood of just it's only so many D1 coaches in the Power Four, regardless of what sport you're in, right? Like, to just be coming for each other, especially somebody that was, formerly a coworker, on some sneak diss type. You didn't like her from the gate. So
after you already had controversy at your last school, why are you even talking about anybody?
Literally. Like, sir, go crawl back into your hole that you came out of. Please and thank you.
Yeah, far away. Cool. Let's preview the next game real quick. So speaking on all their fatigue, to be honest, I want to, yeah, I just want to see us, like, come out and sustain, but come out like we did for the Bama game. Like, let's be about it. Let's run them off the floor. Let's get this thing over with. Let's close it out. So I want to see us focused in. I know it's college game day, so there's going to be a lot of fanfare, blah, blah, blah. But let's be about it. It's a business trip at home. Let's close this out. Let's get one of our goals accomplished, which is winning the SEC.
Yeah, business meeting. We got a business meeting.
I actually want.
Hey, you go to LSU and you're not a fan either. Next time, I'll ask you about that. That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it's fight on Unrivaled. I think I may have a recap show. I don't remember.
Oh wait,
Talk
huh?
about that.
What are we talking about?
I see Jay asking about if anybody's covering Unrivaled in the fight. Yeah, we got some of that stuff coming on, but be on the lookout. I think I'm just doing a recap show tonight. But yeah, let's go to the game.
I think Brittany was talking. Go ahead, Brittany.
Yeah, I want us to come out in this game with the intensity that we had in the Vandy game. Like smothering. I want us to smother them defensively. And I want us to rebound, and I want us to run. Defend and run. That's that's my thing for this game. Defend and run. They don't have the legs. So let's play some great defense. Smother them. Try to knock Cody off of her spot. So essentially, do your work early, especially if they're going to be running her off ball more. Do your work early. Force some lobs over the top where you'll have help on the backside. Just make it tough. Make it tough for Cody.
Stay out of foul trouble.
Yes, that too. Stay out of foul trouble, please and thank you. And then box out. I'm really gonna say box out, especially Uwala, because if you do not box her out, she will gobble up rebounds. Because you did not. And Lattimore, yes, they will. They will gobble up rebounds if you do not do your job. So I'm excited. I'm intrigued to see what the matchups will be, especially depending on the way in which Yo decides to use Cody this game. So will we see some Raven on Cody if Cody's going to be spending her time as the point guard for them? Or will we see? Well, we'll probably also see some Joyce.
Yeah, those are my two. I have probably on Cody.
So I'm gonna be very intrigued by those matchups. And then
how many people on that team have been to CLA?
Ooh.
I mean, half the team is Mississippi State, right? Are they juniors? Because if they're juniors, they've been.
Well, no, they're like seniors.
I don't remember.
Seniors. Most of them should be seniors.
That's true. Okay. They have a lot of seniors on that team.
What's up, Zana Antoinette? Okay, so they've been in CLA before, but not Cody.
I don't know. I'm guessing.
Let's see.
Cody has.
We know for sure.
But I'm guessing
this is Cody's first trip to the CLA.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's all welcome Cody to the CLA with the good ass whooping. All right. Welcome to CLA. We're gonna have a great time. I expect this game to be a very fast-paced game. Just simply for the fact that their legs gonna be tired. You don't know how much juice they really gonna have, and then how much juice they probably will occur over these last couple of days probably ain't gonna be enough to last them. Because the other part is you were dealing with a lot of fatigue when you were at home. And they haven't had to travel these last two games. These last two games have been at home. So now you have to deal with the fatigue and things that come with you playing on the road. And then to be playing a team like South Carolina, that any chance you turn the ball over, we're running it back down your throat the other way. So yeah, I'm very intrigued. I wonder where Raven will be health wise. Even though I still expect if she suited up against Bama, I would still expect her to suit up against Ole Miss, just because that's just how she is. She gonna find a way. Raven gonna find a way.
Plus, has Raven played Cody before? So I just think that the competitor in her may want to have an opportunity to play against her.
Absolutely. So yeah, It should be a good matchup. It should be a good game.
I want a good, fun game.
Absolutely.
I'm to have some fun. Anything else on that game?
No, I don't think so. I think again, every game is the same shit. Defend, rebound, energy, don't foul, box out. There's a broken record at this point. I don't think I have anything else.
She said she was feeling much better on TikTok last night. Still had a cough. Okay. Thank you, Shonda Doe Ray, for the update.
Thanks for the update. I assume Raven was gonna play no matter what. But yeah.
So
it's her second to last CLA game, so she gonna play.
Yeah, I expect her in the building. I know we got a hard stop today, so we can talk state of the SEC, or we can talk some of these pressers, some of these coaches.
Let's address the Tennessee one real quick. Go ahead, Brittany. Go ahead, Brittany.
Well, if y'all want to talk to the pressure, I'll let y'all talk to the pressure because mine is past the pressure. It's about
No, it's related. So just go.
Oh, okay. Miss Lady Kim Caldwell. For you to expect so much of your team in terms of their attitude on the court, for them not to quit on you, things like that. For you to do the utmost quitter thing that you could do, and not really shake Coach Yo's hand is crazy work. I get it, you were upset with the loss, but that is not how you conduct yourself as a head coach. You shake Coach Yo's hand, give her a nice good old shake, and you just go on about your day. Not that little fake. All right, I'm upset. I don't even really want to shake your hand, but my mama made me shake your hand. Type stuff. Yeah, I just found it very unprofessional, and it's crazy because you've been harping on your players in these pressers, and sadly, they can't harp on you. And the way in which you expect them to carry themselves, but the way in which you carry yourself as a head coach, it doesn't make sense. You can't expect your players to conduct themselves higher than you do. The math isn't mathing. And we wonder why. Okay, well, you come and tell us they're waiting for stuff, or their energy's bad, whatever. You're telling us all this stuff about them, and we wonder, okay, well, what are you doing? And to combat that. Especially because you continue to play them as if nothing happened, as if they're doing everything that they're supposed to be doing. So you're not doing anything noticeably different in your lineups in regards to like, okay, you don't want to show up, you want to be late to stuff. Okay, cool. I ain't finna play you. So you're not doing anything like that. And then for you to come out and do this after you've been harping, it just doesn't make sense. And we know where they get it from, because the team is a reflection of their coach. And it was very immature to do. And to be honest, she's glad she didn't catch more heat than she should have. Because I honestly think if that was another Black coach, and specifically if that was another Black female head coach, oh yeah.
Oh, you mean like her quick handshake she had with Don?
Yes.
Like, so that's two in a row.
Absolutely. Had that been a Black woman doing what Kim Caldwell done, that thing, look, it would have been, social media would have been lit up in flames. That thing would have been on ESPN. Headline.
Privilege. The privilege people allow. But I found it funny because after Joni beat her, you can tell that she was aware of the conversation, because she made sure to do a half hug with Joni. I said, now we're overcompensating, Kim.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to other people, she be shaking their hand very different. It looks different. If anything, Joni would have made sense to me, because you weren't supposed to lose to Joni's team.
Exactly.
You also weren't supposed to lose to Sam's team neither, but I didn't see you do all that.
She heard the noise on the flack that she did get on social media. She heard it. She saw it. But yeah, no, I'm not giving you a pass.
Of course, StreamYard Of course, I'm sorry. I hate to interrupt you. Of course, StreamYard is not cooperating right now because what is supposed to be playing for y'all right now is the clips of the handshakes. So because I'm not able to play them right now. I've been back here trying to make it work. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard with playing this, but and shout out to, I'm not gonna put your name out there because you didn't say put your name out there, but shout out to who shared this with me. In losses, and y'all go back and look them up. She shook hands perfectly with Wes, Gino, and Vic. Wes, Gino, Vic. No problem shaking hands there. No problem shaking hands there. No problem. Now, and then you overcorrect to like a bear hug. Stop playing with me.
Have they played Vandy yet? Have they played Vandy yet or not yet?
No, I think that's their last game.
That's their last game. Okay, yeah, the Battle of Tennessee. Okay, fascinating. Well, Auntie, are you gonna be able to post it separately like later?
Yeah, maybe I'll post it as like a short or something.
Yeah,
and maybe I'll go back and post it.
You can add what we just talked about. But yeah, my thing is, I just have a problem with Kim. I'm gonna be honest. I've been calling it out. I mean, we all have been calling it out all season. But I'll speak for myself. Like, I just don't think she's qualified. I think she's over her head. I think the pressure of Tennessee winning or not winning is it. And then I just think in general, like, I don't think she knows how to handle herself in this situation, and that extends to not just the coaching components, but maybe some societal components too. So I'm gonna just call it that. And I think again, we said that Kara and them and Kara, Lindsay, some people needed to go to a leadership camp or something like that. Like Kim need that. I think Hannah she needed to take a leadership lesson for a little bit. Yeah. Kim Caldwell, you in there. Oh, sorry. Speaking of Kim, I forgot we didn't talk about Grace Knox and her antics in that game. Another example, we ain't even got to go deep in it because it applies here too. Another example of if you're not coaching it, you're allowing it, or you're modeling the behavior. It applies to Grace Knox too. Okay. That's all I have. And I agree with everything else you said, Brittany. I ain't got nothing to add.
Absolutely. It's crazy to expect your team to carry themselves one way and you're acting like this. Well, we wonder why they just can't, Tennessee just can't seem to get it together. In part, the players are doing one thing, she's doing another thing, and they're getting it from somewhere. You can't hold them to the standard that you're not holding yourself to. No wonder why she gives off, why the way in which it comes off as, all right, yeah, you they homegirl. Y'all homegirls. Y'all are very much homegirls. You're not, it's not giving, this is my head coach. I have the utmost respect for her. I'm going to run through a wall for her, all that. No, it gives you a homegirl. Y'all are homegirls. Tennessee is a team of homegirls, all right? They just homegirls, that's it.
Yep. Auntie, you talking? No. Brittany, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, it looks like Auntie's on mute, maybe. Okay. Auntie, if you're talking, sorry. Come off mute and talk over me when you're ready. Give it a second. Okay. Yeah, I really I really don't have anything to add. I don't know what it's gonna look like for them moving forward, but they're tracking to potentially be 500 in the SEC. So
which is why, hey, you remember that comment that person said, hey, Tennessee's gonna go, they're gonna win out until they play us, and minus the UConn game. They're gonna use lose to UConn, and then they're gonna play us, and they're gonna lose. And so it's like, yeah, they're in a great position. Well, yeah, they were in a great position just a couple weeks ago, and see how life comes at you fast. Life comes at you fast. Just what, maybe 2 weeks ago? Was it not like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
They were, like 2 weeks ago, they were sitting up top in the tied for the SEC. And now look at them. Life comes at you fast, man. But I also tell y'all.
Maybe I was being weird.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, I don't know if you can hear us.
But
y'all wanna talk SEC? I have like I might just be driving in a second, but we can start with like where we are with the SEC and see where we go from there. You want to do that?
Yeah, let's rock. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So at number 1, standing at 5'5" or 5'6", we have the Fighting Dawn Staleys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because clearly we all said we were gonna win. And here we are. I am of the belief that maybe I'm not gonna go so far to say Dawn should definitively win Coach of the Year. However, I think Dawn should be more seriously considered as a Coach of the Year candidate. Not only nationally, but specifically in the SEC. To me, I think the two options are really Dawn or Shay. And at the end of the day, like, sorry, I just saw this comment. Back to the Kim thing. I'm not necessarily calling Kim racist because I think there's shades of it. I do think, though, that it seems like she's unfamiliar how to handle some situations when it comes to certain individuals. So I just am pointing out a pattern that I personally see. So, and I think you can call people out when it seems like they have certain energy for certain groups of people, or they have more reference, like more reverence towards certain people versus others. And I do think there's enough of a trend there. So I think it's something to question. As far as kind of back to what I was saying, I think Dawn has the case for more Coach of the Year. I mean, you have 4 brand new starters to your lineup. You go to one of your key pieces, Chloe, goes down right before the season starts. You have a point guard that supposedly can't score and isn't that good, according to people. But when it's convenient, they like to point out her championship pedigree. But, you have Joyce, who's a sophomore. You have Medina, who there have been so many people who are like, I watched Medina at Mississippi State and I didn't know she had an ounce of this in. Like, this is superseding my expectations. Okay. So if that's true, because Sam wasn't doing it when she was there, right? She was getting the rebounds, but she was clearly an afterthought. If that's not enough of a case to give Coach some type of Coach of the Year, then there's that. Let me keep going. You bring in Latson, which some people argue Latson looks like she regressed. I'm not even here to really entertain that statement. But all right, sure. Let's say she regressed. I don't believe it, but sure. And then you have Tessa, who apparently people said wasn't a good guard. So I'm just trying to understand how you're at the top of the SEC when people thought Texas may or may not have won. You thought LSU was going to be up there. Tennessee was going to be good, but yet you're only sitting with 1 loss currently at the top of the SEC. Like, if that's not Coach of the Year, I'm not clear. You graduated a class that had Bree Hall, Sanaya, Pow. You lost Sakima. You lost Lay. Like, I thought Lay was our only good player. She saved us all the time, right? So if these are the narratives, then help me understand why Dawn is not Coach of the Year.
Literally.
I don't do no codes. I'm straight on the coaches. For code for what? Code for what? Code for what? Did I beat you? Then we ain't code. We made sure we played this year not to have no coaches. No code, nothing, no flipping of the coin. We don't want none of that. Do y'all think they would dare go coach with Shay and Dawn?
I think they would.
Really? Okay.
I don't put nothing past them.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, if the votes end up that way, but I don't know if there's an odd or even number for that even to happen. So I don't know.
True. That's the question.
Dawn is the SEC Coach of the Year? In my book, for sure.
Absolutely.
So after South Carolina, who's 2?
It's looking like, is it Vandy?
It's in terms of what, Coach of the Year?
Oh, I thought she meant rankings. Sorry,
Oh,
which one? What's the
rankings,
question?
like, who's the second best team in the SEC? Because you said at standing at number 1, it was South Carolina. Who's standing at 2?
Who's going to finish 2, or who do I think is the second best team?
Well, I think right now we're talking about we're looking at state of the SEC versus
standings
now versus where we thought it was going to be, or are we just looking at standings?
No, I don't care. I just was curious. I mean, either way you cut it, we number 1. But I would
be so after that, like when it's all said and done, who do you expect to be standing at number 2? We can see who's there right now. Vandy and Texas are tied at 10-3.
But Vandy has the tiebreaker because they beat them, right?
Yes. Would you like me to give you the schedules that are left?
Yes.
All right. For Vandy, they have Kentucky, Bama, and Tennessee. For Texas, they have Mississippi State, Georgia, and Bama. And then down there in the Bayou, they have Missouri, Tennessee, and Mississippi State. Yeah, those are the only people that are in play for second. Because Ole Miss is.
They can still all end up in a 3-way tie.
Yeah, they can.
Based on none of those schedules really just stand out like, ooh, somebody has a clear cut advantage, unless I'm not thinking about something. Y'all remind
me. No, I mean, I think everybody, but I think like maybe people will be more locked in down the stretch. I don't know. I mean, you're not trying to wish injuries on nobody or anything like that, but we are getting to the point in time of year where Knicks and stuff like that have people kind of, especially in the SEC, have people potentially, out for a game here or there. So,
yeah.
Do you see a Oklahoma going on a run and winning out?
Let me see.
I was gonna say my initial reaction is no. Let me look.
No,
back.
for real. That's my initial.
So Oklahoma has Tennessee tomorrow. Is that tomorrow? Tomorrow. Arkansas on Thursday and Missouri. Actually, I guess they could.
They could.
So at the end of it all, Oklahoma could be standing at 11-5.
But I think the likelihood that someone else is also 11-5 is high.
Got you. Okay, so you still see a potential tie up at 2.
Yeah, I feel like Texas is. Well, so Texas has, I think Brittany said this already, but Mississippi State, Georgia, and then Alabama. Yeah. I have Texas favored in every one of those. especially because that Georgia game is at Texas. So I think Texas looks like it. They'll be winning out. I think Vandy is kind of we'll see. They already beat Kentucky. They play Kentucky again tomorrow at Vandy. They play Alabama at Vandy on Thursday.
But that one was a nail biter. Remember, they beat Kentucky by a point last time. So
they did, but they also, that's what I said. But that was at Kentucky.
Sure.
And that was coming after the losses to us in the SIP. And then Vandy goes to Tennessee. I don't believe it. I don't know what the hell you're gonna get from Tennessee, and that's the big question mark. But if I had to lean, I think Vandy's schedule is harder compared to Texas, but Vandy could go out too. I don't know.
Let me see.
And then LSU is kind of a cakewalk too. They have Mizzou, they have Tennessee, and then they have Mississippi State. Like everybody kind of is in a winnable boat, but I think Vandy's might be the hardest on paper.
Yes, because for Vandy, you have to play Tennessee on senior night.
That don't matter. Look what they've done these past 2 games. But
I would hope on senior night they play with some pride. Get your life together. Act like you really. This is if you don't want to win any game, you should at least want to win the game on senior night.
Yeah, and then Vandy holds tiebreakers with the teams behind. It just is like I don't know. I really don't know. I just don't know. It's going to be interesting. That final rush to the remaining spots are going to be interesting. So
absolutely.
Is the SIP versus LSU matchup the one is that the most intriguing potentially in the SEC tournament for you? Or is there something, another one?
I wouldn't say it's the most. Well, it's up there because it's just like a what if, but I don't know if Sarah Chino's good. It's not intriguing if Sarah's not there again. It is intriguing, kind of like quote unquote on more rest for the SIP, but I don't know. It's kind of not quite there if Sarah Chino is not available. And especially because at this rate, it looks like Mississippi is going to be playing every day, basically. So that's not going to really look better. They don't have that bye. I don't think they're going to have the bye because they also got to play us. That's also another reason why they needed to win that game because they got to play us. So, I don't know yet. I want to see it laid out, like who plays who. Then I'll be able to give a better answer. So I'm going to wait until that. I'm going to punt that down the road till we see who's matched up with who and who's on whose bracket side.
For what, the Elite Eight question?
The SEC tournament. Who's the most intriguing?
Oh yeah, we should get some pretty good matchups.
Do you want the rematch with Oklahoma? Do you want the rematch with Oklahoma?
Absolutely. In the SEC freaking.
Or would you rather it in March or it doesn't in NCAA or it doesn't matter? You want to get right.
It doesn't.
It don't matter. Just let us run it back. Let us run it back though.
You just want the run back. Got it.
I mean, if they're in our way, I'll be more than happy to bulldoze them over. I'm not like seeking. There's no world where I am wishing for it to happen. Not that I just think we're the better team and I don't need to prove it on, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I've already decided that I don't care to see, like, if we see them again, we're busting your ass. If we don't, I'm not going to be like, and what if we had seen Oklahoma? No. I don't care.
Okay. That's fair.
More just because it's being apathetic to it. It's just, it is what it is. We lost.
Dark horse right now.
I don't know. Texas A&M could catch some people in the SEC tournament. I think they're playing good ball. But again, I need to see who they're matched up with to really make that determination. But I think Texas and A&M has started to figure some things out. They've gelled. I think they believe it's starting to look better over there. The Innits are getting it together. So I like that for them. Florida still is interesting. I know who did they upset last year, but they were able to kind of get somebody in the tournament. That could always be a thing. They had a lot of close losses in the SEC, right, against some of the top teams. So you could say Florida could catch some people, especially the ones that were like on the road, right, that were close losses for them, like a Tennessee. So it really just depends, again, who they're matched up in the SEC tournament with. I would kind of have to see it. But those are probably ones that are like the true definition of sleeper. Like they're going to catch some people. I don't know they're going to make it far because that consistency, but they have elements that can get people.
Man, what happened to Florida, man? They started off the season.
They just crushed Sam Purcell and them the other day.
True. Dang, and for some of these games definitely they were winning. They could have beat Oklahoma too.
Yeah, the Oklahoma game. Ours was a little shaky. Tennessee, like they've had some. That's why I said the SEC tournament, depending on who they get matched up with, I might give it to Florida, and especially if those close games were away games for Florida. So like Oklahoma and Tennessee, off the top of my head, were both away games for Florida.
Yep, they could have beat Kentucky too had they just got
That's it. Kentucky. That's the third one. I was like, there was another one I couldn't
Kentucky.
remember. The Kentucky one. Yeah. Florida can get somebody in the SEC tournament. They not paying attention.
It'll be very interesting.
I don't know. I was thinking Georgia, but I haven't seen the consistency that I needed to see coming down the stretch from them.
I also am not convinced Georgia plays well away from home.
Georgia away from home is
right there.
5-3
away.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Who
what are they on?
Let me see. Their away games, their 3 losses were
us.
Yeah, we were 1. Mississippi State. They lost to Mississippi State.
They lost to Mississippi the first time. That was their first SEC game.
Oh man, Mississippi. Coach Oden.
Yep. Mississippi State and Mississippi. They lost to Kentucky at Kentucky.
Yeah, some of them were the ones at home that they lost to. They had some pretty big games at home.
Oh, sorry. I guess we were trying to say their away games that they won. I think that's backwards. They beat Arkansas. Actually, maybe their away game. They beat Arkansas. They beat Missouri. Yeah, I don't really trust it. I stand by my statement. I stand by my statement.
Joe Mama. That's what I'm saying. Georgia's a dark horse. I just don't know, y'all. Okay.
You can. I'm not.
No. That's what I'm saying. I just been there. So I'm gonna go back because I remember some of the people that I said would be dark horses at the end of the season.
You had Auburn. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just don't think that they have enough there. And I also thought that Kelly Harper, I thought that her shooters and her size would be doing a little bit better.
I think they had injuries and that set them back.
They did. They had a lot of people go down. It was like one game, was it like 6-7 people out?
Yeah, there was like a pre-report that had like 3 people questionable, 3 people out. It was like Damn, your whole team out. Yeah, I don't believe in Georgia away from home. Because the games I'm seeing that they did win away from home were the lower end of the SEC. So that's not enough for me.
So right now, if we believe that 10 SEC teams are going to the tourney, that would be South Carolina, Texas, Vandy, LSU, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, Georgia.
If that's what Charlie says, sure.
Do you all believe all 10 of those teams get a bid?
I think so.
They should, absolutely.
Do you think is there a possibility that more than 10 SEC teams go?
No, unless someone goes crazy in the SEC tournament.
Okay. Do you see any of these teams at the bottom? Mississippi State, Florida, Missouri, Texas A&M, Auburn, Arkansas, potentially going crazy or having the potential to go crazy?
I already gave you mine, but I don't think they're going to go that crazy. So Florida and Texas A&M were my two.
Do these? Oh, okay, that's right. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm reminding you. I know you got CRM, SRM, whatever the
CRS. You know what I'm saying? Can't remember shit. Do you think that these bottom, how many did I say? 6 teams? Any of them go to the WBIT, WNIT?
Yeah, but people like to decline invites, but I think
Let's talk about that for a second. Should you? What's your thought about the decline to that WBIT, WNIT?
I don't see why you would. Sorry, one thing I will say, Brittany, before you go. The only time I would decline is if and I still probably wouldn't decline, but if for some reason, I guess you have like incentives tied in and you're just not incentivized to go play in the W, but that's an issue with your contract setup. If going to WNIT would cause an issue for you to miss out on incentives, but I digress. That's one. And then the other reason would be if you have like a ton of seniors and they need to get ready for the draft or something like that, that would be the only reason why I would potentially decline. But I would still argue that's a great opportunity for your underclassmen to get reps. So I don't know. Exactly. I don't really see a space where you would. Those would be the only two reasons. Like you can't field a team because they're all getting ready, but if your team's that good, you're probably not in the WNIT, to be honest. So
yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not all going to go to the draft if that's the case.
Exactly.
Vickers should accept. I got you. Good.
Definitely.
The not accepting, the reason why I personally don't like when teams don't accept going to the WNIT is just because someone on your team needs film. Someone needs film, right. Whether it's an opportunity for them to play overseas or just someone, they need film. Someone on your team needs film. Even if it's just to transfer, they need film.
Yeah. Or they're your senior and they're about to go in the workforce and this is their last time playing basketball. Like, you might as well.
Might as well let them play. Let them play. Like, they declining it makes no sense. It's opportunities that you've probably been asking for all year to be seen. Okay, here's the opportunity. Don't take that away from them. Because you're playing in that tournament, I doubt, like Commish was saying, I doubt a whole bunch of your kids are going into the draft. So, as long as you could field enough people to play, go ahead and accept the invite. Because declining the invite because you didn't get into the NCAA tournament, March Madness, like, man, okay, whatever, you didn't get into it. But that still doesn't mean that because you didn't get into it, that means that there's things that you need to work on to be able to get into it. And to do that, like, how many teams have we seen? They didn't make the NCAA tournament one year. They went into the WNIT, and then the next year, they ended up making the tournament. We see it all the time. So just because you didn't make the tournament this year, okay, cool. Take the invite, go work on the things that you need to work on to prepare yourself for next season. To prepare yourself for the work that you're going to have to do in the off season to prepare for next season.
I totally agree. Especially since there's no combine, you might as well.
Exactly.
I totally want to be respectful of the Commish's time and everything that we got going on today. I know we had a hard stop. We already went over that. So, ladies, what do y'all have to wrap up with?
Nothing.
but true. I'm excited for the last few games. Okay, so I know I'm. Why are you laughing?
I can't take Brittany anywhere, bro. No, take Brittany nowhere, bro.
Brittany has no couth,
no filter, just none. Okay,
she said nothing. I thought she was gonna talk. I had like one more minute. But she
right. I was like, okay, Brittany, what you got? Nothing.
Nothing. Right. I'm excited for our team to continue to do the thing in the rest of this regular season and earn the number one in the SEC. That's a huge accomplishment. Job's not done. Still got work to do. But I'm excited that we're doing the thing.
Wait, I do have something. Oh my goodness, somebody said Raven only has 3 more games left in CLA.
Also, is that math correct? Because people keep saying that, and I hate to bust your bubble, but that's not even correct.
Whoever has the correct math, give us the correct math. So we can.
It's 2.
Oh,
That's why I was like, I've been watching people say that, and I just ignored it. But I will now allow the Raven conversation to exist for me. There's only 2 games left. Our final game is at Kentucky, y'all.
Yes, so we need to send her off with a very, very loud thank you. Welcome. We loved you. Well, we still love you. But sadly, it's got to get ready to move on to bigger, better things.
Time to say.
Hold on. Let's do the math correct. 2 regular seasons left in CLA. We will absolutely host.
Oh, yeah.
We will absolutely host. You will see Raven
that's not a
play. Let's get all the math correct. Let's get all the math done, okay? So, the last 2 regular seasons for Raven, make them loud, but make them turning ones even louder. That's what I'm going to say.
It's still not 3.
Let's get the math right.
Still not 3 because don't we host at least 2 games at the CLA?
Yeah, that's what I said. I want to get the math right.
Yeah, so it's like 4. Actually, 3's not right. Either way you cut it. Those problems where it's like, what answer do you get? And people always be getting the wrong answer. And then someone's like 76. And it's like, I can't do math to even arrive at 76. That's how 3 is. like, this shit is wrong no matter what you do.
There's no way. It's not divisible by 3 at all.
Even if you don't do order operations, if you just do it as it's line, you still don't get 76. I don't know how y'all get 76 on some of these puzzles, but you don't get 3 no matter what.
So we will host some other games, but these are the last 2 regular season games. Just get your tissues ready. That's all I can say. Get your tissues ready. I told y'all at the beginning of the season to enjoy this ride because you will miss Big Bird when she is gone, and she has not fucking disappointed, and the job is not done. Y'all gonna stop that Raven hate. And what's so crazy is this is the thing, y'all. This is the thing. Some of y'all done hate it so hard that when she's on your WNBA team and you want her to be your favorite player, I still ain't letting you have her. I still ain't, because you hate it too hard. But you gonna love her in the dub. That's the crazy part. But it's all good. I have not made it to a game in person yet. It is on my bucket list. I'm gonna get this thing done, y'all. We're gonna get this thing done. I got to get to a Greenville game. And I got to get to a CLA game. I'm just brokenhearted that I didn't get to see Raven play in CLA, but it just wasn't meant to be. Rodney was good. Yeah, Raven always gets the job done. So with that, y'all, we got to get ready to get out of here. Appreciate you, ladies. Commish, Brittany, we'll do this thing again. It's the Baseline Brunch. Y'all hit the like and the share. They both right there. Support the pull-up. Until next time. Until us. Game! Cox, man, y'all rock out with your cock out. We hard.